I think we're live. I think we are. Let's get everything set up real quick. Get out of that. Let's see here. Let's see. Hello, my first viewer. How's it going? All right, here we go. Now we're ready. So how's everybody doing out there? First viewer. I wonder who it is. Who is it? Let's find out. I'm not sure who it is yet. Imagine we'll figure it out here soon. So how's everybody out there doing? Yeah, I just finished shooting a couple of videos. Got them scheduled for a later release. Just wanted to come out and have a hangout and chat a little bit. Let's see here. Hello, Angry Hairpiece. I'm doing pretty good. Just chilling here on YouTube for a while, you know. It's raining outside, so that's a bonus, you know, because it was extremely hot today. Very hot. I'm the type of person that hates the heat, to be honest with you. Never really liked it. I'm more of a cool person myself. So I'm going to go ahead and place the link in the comment section. If anybody wants to come in and have a chat, that works for me. Let me get everything situated here. There we go. It's in there. The link's in the comment section. If anybody wants to come in, chat for a little bit. Let's see if anybody else has said anything. No. So who wants to come and bullshit? I'm all for it. Hey, Mr. Cage, how's it going? You have yourself muted? You have yourself muted, Mr. Cage. I can't hear you. There we go.
I made it.
Hey, what's going on?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we're having a little bit of a difficulty with the connection just this minute, so I may be kind of in and out a little bit.
Oh,
but I've
okay.
done the best I can as far as cutting bandwidth down. So
Yeah. So what you been up to?
because actually right now what you've got me doing, I've actually been working on a video. Actually,
Oh, right
I've got
on.
3 videos on the pipeline right now. One that's one I need to get written up. Something wrong. Oh, the control room app's not working. Okay. One I have to edit and get uploaded, and a third one that I'm looking at third event that I'm looking at real hard as far as what kind of a video to do and exactly how to do it.
Yeah. I must say I really
Which is
like
pretty much the usual state of affairs for me.
Yeah. I must say I really like your videos, man. I mean, I think they're coming out quite nicely, I might add.
I appreciate the sentiment. I know I could do better if I had more resources, but yeah, what can you do? Well, I don't know how much. I don't know. I know I'm probably going to catch shit for this video going up tonight. It's actually a Ren versus Feminism video. I haven't done one in a while, and I've actually been trying not to.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they seem to have stepped in it hard.
Yeah. Well, with me, as far as with me, I really don't participate in that kind of discussion, I mean, I don't know. It's just I tried to engage in a discussion with a feminist before in a Google Hangout, but she refused to talk to me about anything. So I was like, okay. So I basically left it at that.
Yeah, that's usually the way it works, actually. In this particular case, it's something that happened a couple of years ago that just came to my attention. Kid at UMass Amherst, was used as a test case or as an example for others. Kid was blackout freaking drunk.
Yeah.
By everyone's description, took him upstairs, tried to suck him up, and when that failed, he let him go and had somebody else come over. A couple of years later, someone encouraged her to report this as a was in fact by the same descriptions not impaired in any way. Guess what happened?
What's that?
He was expelled.
Oh wow. Damn.
He was found guilty, and he was found guilty by the school's hearing process and expelled. And
Wow.
now he's suing them.
I think I heard something about an article like that or something.
He was found guilty of raping her.
Yeah.
And she committed the crime, and he's doing the time.
Yeah. Well, I think I heard something.
That's just wrong.
Yeah, I think I heard something like about that, but I didn't ever really read into it. I didn't. I didn't look into it too much. But yeah, I just been kicking back.
A little bird dropped that. A little bird dropped that in my lap the day before yesterday, and then another little bird told Ren. Needless to say, she's got a few words for these people.
Yeah.
And she promised, she swore to herself she would not do that. She would not do those videos anymore because it drove her insane, and she didn't want to do that to kids.
Yeah.
Not necessarily my kids, because we can keep those insulated from what exactly I'm doing off the top of my head. It's the one she's carrying that she's worried about.
Yeah.
She didn't want to get that level of angry about things again. And well, guess what? She's mad.
Yeah.
She's very, very, very upset. And people are going to hear about it.
Yeah.
Actually, properties. How long is? Ooh, that's a big file. How long is this? I don't know how long it is because it doesn't tell me. I exported as a WAV file, but I'm not sure. Is that marked as an MP4? Oh, that's why, because I'm looking at the wrong goddamn file. Okay, there it is. Rename that off, and let's see how long this file is gonna. How long this rant wound up running? 17 minutes.
Are you? Is it rendering or what?
Actually, all the images are done. All I have to do right now is put it together. I just load it right up and throw it together, and life will be good.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Actually, I have to do some audio processing first, but that doesn't take any time at all. I already know exactly how to do it, so.
Hey, that works, man. Yeah, I just, like I said, I just finished.
Like it or not, we don't want to. We don't.
Yeah, I just finished shooting a couple of videos myself, and just wanted to have a hangout, talk about anything, including religion. I don't care. I don't give a damn.
Well, there's this religion I've discovered. It's called feminism. Modern feminism has actually gotten itself completely on the dogma train. You have no idea.
Yeah, I've heard of.
Hang on a second.
All right.
We will discuss it in a couple minutes. Not you, the kid. I was talking to Kidlet.
Yeah.
He wants me to go get him a hot dog, and I will go get him a hot dog in just a minute. But yeah, it's just a complete pain.
Yeah.
I take issue with it. I take issue with it because it's pretty much the same thing. Oh, where's the select? There it is. Select all.
Yeah. Well, see, when it comes to that topic, I have a lot.
Yeah.
When it comes to that topic, I have a. When it comes to that topic, I have a lot of opinions about it. And, I don't know. I mean, I've been wanting to talk to a couple of feminists, but I just can't get them into a hangout. You know what I mean?
Of course not.
Can you hear me?
Oh, that's what's going on. Yeah, I can hear you. No. I weren't proceeding the way they usually do, and I was kind of wondering why.
Oh, okay.
I'm working with rather than work with an MP3 like I usually do. I'm working with a WAV file, and it takes, and because they're bigger, it takes longer for them to do their their thing.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
It's usually the output from the synth is left channel only.
Yeah.
And usually, when I try to put something to when I put out a video in mono, it creates issues.
Yeah.
It creates issues for the software. People are going, well, what?
Yeah, with me, I'm
Why
gonna
don't you
try.
do this in stereo?
With me, I'm gonna try and get some software because I want to make better videos, man, than what I do. Because what I actually do is just record videos on my webcam and upload them to YouTube. That's it. You know, and I want to make videos that are a little bit
Well,
more
I know a lot
professional.
of people do that, and they do it pretty well.
Yeah.
They do that, and they do well at it. You know, there are some people that don't. I won't do well that way because I'm an ugly bastard. I'm serious. I'm an ugly fucker. You don't even want to know.
Yeah, I just
so we present
for me it's just
my big skill is writing.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't art worth a crap, which is why I use Poser or Des Studio to make the images.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it takes me forever to make a dozen images or so.
Yeah.
Any given video. And even this is longer than I thought it was. Normally I'd have to make more videos, but more images, but screw it. I don't want to.
Well, see, I see some videos out there that are so professionally done, man. You know what I mean? They have videos out there, that are edited quite well, and I wish that I could make my videos a little bit more professional. You know what I mean? I wish I could put different things in them, like graphics and stuff like that, and it's something that I've been wanting to do for a while. I just haven't had the chance, to really go out and look and, and try and get some of these materials.
Well, it's really going to depend on a couple things. Number one, what your budget looks like, whether or not your channel can support additional costs.
Yeah.
Number two, what you're actually willing to spend to get the job done. Hello.
Yeah. I hear you.
And three, what kind of an effect you want. Where I use for mine is the software I use for mine, or at least the ones that I've used up to date, are either free or have free versions.
Yeah.
There's a version of Lightwave that you can use, or Lightworks that you can use that does YouTube beautifully and part's free. If you want anything really spiffy, you're going to be paying for it. And version 12 of that is like $25 a month.
Yeah. You know what I really
want really slick professional software that'll do all that kind of neat shit and suck you to do, then you want something like Adobe Premiere Pro, and that's by itself that'll run you about $30 a month. If you want the whole suite, it's $50.
Yeah.
But then the whole suite can also be used to do the audio and all the rest of the stuff.
Yeah. You know what I really wish I'd like?
So it's really a question of how much you want to spend and how you want to do it.
Yeah, you know what software I wish I could use is that what the heck is it called? Blender. It's where you model characters in a software and then you could animate them and stuff.
I'm fully aware of 3D modelers, yes.
Because
I'm familiar with a great many of them. In fact, Blender itself is free.
Yeah, but my computer won't support it though.
Another thing you can try is a bit called SketchUp, which the baseline version is free. There's all kinds of free models.
Yeah.
That Google hangs on to. However, it's got its downsides.
Yeah.
Blender is faster about animation than some programs, but others can be a little squirrely. Yeah. I use Des Studio. The pro version of that for version 4.8 is free of charge. but you're going to pay for content to use it for anything near where I'm at as far as the range of stuff.
Yeah.
And there's only really one significant source for software for the added content, and that's right where you got the program.
So what's up, Patrick? Patrick,
Hi.
what's going on?
I don't know. I kind of think I got tricked into coming to this hangout, man. I saw a chick with purple hair, a squeaky voice, and somebody talking about ugly people. You know, so I figured I'd jump in. So,
That would be me. That would be me.
no, I'm just hanging out.
I know I was going to have a hangout yesterday, but I just didn't have the time to do it, so I decided to have one today.
So what you been up to?
And why not?
Yeah.
There's no reason not to do that.
Nothing. Just been sitting here at the house and just minding my own business.
I just finished making a Mr. Ken Jones video.
Yeah. I haven't taken a look at it yet. I'm gonna have to take a look at it.
Well, have you seen his challenge to Matt Dillahunty?
No.
Oh my God, it's fucking funny as shit. I'm assuming Cage, by just his avatar, never did. But did you ever watch pro wrestling as a kid?
I've been watching wrestling since I was 5 years old.
So you know the art of a good promo.
I watched
right?
pro wrestling as a kid.
Okay. So you guys should get this video that I did, because Ken Jones, and a lot of times these fundy religiotards, whatever you want to call them, when they challenge for a hangout and everything, they sound like really bad wrestling promos. So I took that into account and had a little bit of editing fun with Mr. Ken Jones. It's pretty funny, I think.
You know what I wish I could do?
If you watch wrestling, you'll get it. If you don't, you won't. You know.
You know what I wish I could do, Pat?
What's that?
I wish I could get one of them auto-tuning programs where I can chop up a person's video and make them sing.
Oh yeah, I've seen software like that before. I just, it's fun to get creative like that.
Yeah. I just thought it would be pretty cool to have one of those programs. I mean, there's so much shit I could do with that. Oh
yeah, there's so many amazing things you can do with editing equipment these days. I mean, I have the bare minimum. I got what came with my computer. Windows Live Movie Maker is pretty much all I ever use, because it's easy. And I don't make those big high quality for me. I mean, because over the years they've gotten better. But production wise, what?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Just carry on. I'm sorry. I forgot. I thought I had my mic clicked off and I didn't. My audio file is going batshit. So
yeah.
I'm gonna have to make some. I'm gonna have to make some changes here.
Oh. But I've had people show me different editing software or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. But for what and some of them are really cool. But for what I do right now, I just make do with that. Eventually I might get something better. When this kind of gets old for me. But I just have fun doing it.
Well, that's good, man. That's good. I just don't have the computer power to do anything right now.
Yeah, I'm probably pushing mine. I know I pushed my PC. It's like 5 years old, and I've pushed that thing beyond. One of these days, it's just a big fuck it screen is gonna show up on my monitor, and say. It's
gonna show up on your monitor, and it's gonna say
the computer is gonna say fuck it,
No, the screen's gonna show up on your monitor and say fuck you, and then turn off.
Yeah, absolutely, But my laptop's still got a bunch of shit on it, and so does my PC. But I don't know. I've got so much shit that I watch too much. I watch too much YouTube. You know, that's and other websites. I mean, it's a I don't know, guilty pleasure, I guess you'd call it, or something. You know, I see something like in my feed or something, and I'm like, going, God, I could have so much fun with this, you know. And then I do, and
I just finished doing a shout out video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got it scheduled for a later release date, but I did a couple shout outs in it. I haven't done one of those in a long time.
Oh. How long in advance do you make your videos before you publish them?
Well, I decided to take a break from shooting some videos and hold a hangout for a while and talk to everybody. But yeah, but usually I'll schedule. I'm wanting to say probably about 7 videos in advance.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's what I typically do. You know.
You know, you did something the other day that I was going to make comments on, but you beat me to it. I figured you'd have a hangout, but that whole Creflo Dollar getting all that money for his jet, you know.
Yeah.
I just shook my head when I read that, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, you know.
Well, see, yeah, they're not going to. When I read that particular article, they weren't going to go to the public for money anymore. That they were just going to go into their own private circles and get the money together to buy him that jet.
Yeah, and if he had that money anyway that he swindled, you know, fleeced from his flock, you know, he should have just done that to begin with, and instead of having, you know, telling 300 people or 3,000 people to support, you know, $3,000 each and shit. But you know, and he was talking about his plane breaking down. You notice both times the plane broke down, he wasn't in some poor third world country preaching the gospel. Him or one of his family members was on vacation, either in Las Vegas or Paris.
Yeah.
You know. Of course, you know, there are souls that need to be saved in Las Vegas and Paris too. You know?
Oh man.
Yeah, I actually took issue with that myself. Kind of, I was just wondering why the hell he would need. You know, I can understand why he would do such a thing because, well, why use my money if I can use yours?
Right.
Yeah. Because, you know,
if I use my money, then
How about get that $65 million, and instead of going and buying a jet with it, you go around the country and feed the homeless with it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, feed the poor people, or you know, shelter the homeless and feed the poor. You know, I mean,
shit, with $65 million, you could fucking build a big old righteous pad for the homeless people.
Yeah.
But that would defeat the point.
Yeah, and that's not what God would do, actually. God would rather have a jet. Because fuck the poor, you know?
Oh, man.
You know, and even if he has to have an airplane, you know, I get that. You know, some of these guys that go around, you know, preachers aren't the only ones, you know, but these people that want these jets, you know, I mean, so if you have to have one that bad, you know, it doesn't have to be the $65 million bells and whistles, and all bells and whistles included, you know. Yeah, you can get, you know, like Air America or something, you know.
Air America.
An old DC-3 or something, you know, something.
Fun in that. If you can't have the top of the line Boeing Dreamliner, what are you doing? Think about this, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, it's bullshit. But
I was watching that video when he's doing all this preaching about it and stuff, and you know, he's talking about all these countries he's been into, and he's spread the word of God or whatever the fuck he does. And I've never seen him once in these videos, I don't know, hand a kid a $5 bill, a sandwich, a bowl of rice, or something like that. but they give out Bibles and stuff. And then when they leave, the people are still fucking hungry, but he's got money in his pocket from it, you know?
He needs to buy that $65 million jet to spread the word of Jesus.
Hallelujah.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, you're just being a naysayer and a hater, man. I've heard about people
he's
like
being an idiot. Yeah, well, you know what? I don't care what he thinks of me.
Yeah.
He'll think a lot less of me once I get around to him.
Yeah.
Yes, there will be eventually a mega churches video because this shit needs to be said.
Oh yeah, I get it, you know, and I shake my head every day. Just stuff I read, people are saying. I mean, like the other day, Pat Robertson in his Hitler Babies speech, you know, a grieving mother. You know, supposedly a letter, you know, was sent in. I still don't think that viewers actually send those questions into the 700 Club. I think it's kind of like Penthouse Forum years ago. You know, you're like, oh yeah, right. Nobody really writes this shit. You know, because it was always like, you know, I always read this, but I never thought these were true stories. You know.
But they're usually not. They're written by fiction writers.
Yeah, and this woman, you know, it's a story about a woman who lost her child. You know, a newborn or a small infant or something, and you know, a time to like comfort somebody and show some compassion, some empathy, sympathy, some sort of emotion. And he's like, fuck it, you know, God knows about all these things, you know. I mean, that baby could have grown up to be Hitler or Stalin. We don't know. So yeah, fuck it. All babies go to heaven. You know.
You know, I was gonna do a video about Pat Robertson saying that, but I didn't get around to it.
Yeah, I ever since being friends with Fishhead and his escapades with the fundies there, who have dealings with Pat Robertson directly, I've had this fondness for the 700 Club and Pat Robertson. You know, it's one of those guilty pleasures. I just got to watch the show just for the, I don't know, lulz and the fact that I like to beat my head against the wall sometimes. You know?
Stupid?
Yeah, you know, I used to love watching faith healing shows, you know.
That's not when that goes.
You know, smoke a bowl, drink a cup of coffee.
Pudding.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Just to see what people will actually do, you know.
Yeah. Goddamn Pat Robertson, that fucking crypt keeper.
Yeah, no shit, man. Wasn't he like 80 years old in the fucking 90s or something?
I don't know. He's
getting up there.
He's
best like medical care money can buy.
Yeah, he almost looks like he's dead now, and they got a stick like up in the back of his shirt or something, and they're like propping him up. You know,
someone has their hand up his ass to make him talk.
Yeah, probably. You know, I mean, he doesn't even look like he's I don't know, coherent. He just looks like he's reduced to now when he's on that show. He looks like you know, when you see like an really old guy just kind of slouched in the chair and he's got his suit on, you know, he's always wearing a suit, he always puts his hat on and everything, and then he starts rambling shit, you know, and he stinks like pee. You know, I mean, that's pretty much Pat Robertson, you know.
Pat Robertson is 85.
God damn, 8,500.
As of March 22nd, he's 85 years of age. He was born March 22nd of 1930.
He's 8,500 years old. Damn.
In biblical years, he's probably 15,000 years old. You know.
In biblical years, he's less than an hour old.
Well, yeah.
What is he? A fucking vampire?
Hey, we don't know that, you know. And besides, if he is, who are we to judge? You know.
Oh man.
No, I love watching fundy shit. I don't care if it's a video from some YouTuber that I've never seen before that somebody sends me a link to or something. I don't care if it's Ted Haggard. I don't even Jim Baker's back in the game again. You know. I mean, I mean, Jim Baker from Jessica Hahn, and all that shit from what 1989 or some shit.
I thought
Well-
God was gonna call him home back in the mid '80s if he didn't raise X amount of money.
Oh, that was Oral Roberts.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. My
Yeah.
bad.
He went up into that tower and shit, and then he was like, kind of did the Abraham thing, It's like, oh, never mind, just kidding, But no, I don't know. I love watching Bundy's because it's just ridiculous. To me, it's like watching really bad comedy, like bad sketch comedy. You're like, you're wondering if people are like saying some of this shit sometimes just to see if somebody's gonna call bullshit.
Wouldn't shock me.
Yeah.
But people like Creflo Dollar make me think I'm in the wrong freaking business.
Oh yeah.
I'm in the wrong line of work.
Yeah.
If I was any less intellectual, any amount of intellectual integrity less than I do, I might actually try it. And that scares the crap out of me.
You could come up with your own religion and start conning people out of their cash.
It takes less than 15 seconds. There's already a religion out there that gets people to do that.
Yeah. Hey, well, what the day after they had that religious freedoms thing or something like that in Indiana, the following day, the Church of Marijuana or the Church of Pot or something like that was actually formed legally. I mean, can they smoke legally? No, but they actually registered, and I actually joined the Church of Bacon recently.
Church of Bacon.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be getting some kind of membership card or something. There's stuff I can download, but I don't have a printer right now. I mean, I don't have an ink in my printer right now. But yeah, I'm very open to religions, and I've been studying Pastafarianism for years. So I study all the major religions. Lobsterisms, Pastafarianism. There's, like I said, the Church of Pot. There's the Church of Bacon. They all have different ideologies, different theologies, and stuff like that. But they all basically have the same message, and that's what's important.
Yeah. Yeah, just start your own church and start cutting people out of their cash like the Christians do.
Well, matter of fact, we've got one starting up in this old furniture store that's been empty for, I don't know, somebody told me like 10 years or something, down the street from where I live. It's turning into some kind of Yahweh devotion center or something like that. So I'm pretty sure Sundays and Wednesday evenings and Sundays are going to be really fun on my street pretty soon. So,
yeah.
Well, I think it might be time to move.
Nah, I think it's funny, man. I watch it. I take pictures of it. I'll walk in front of it with, my fish and chips T-shirt on, or my Flying Spaghetti Monster shit, and just look at it. Or I'll put my hair down all like this and stuff, and like walk up, and wear like white, like I'm looking like Jesus or something,
Don't forget your colander.
My what?
Don't forget your colander, man. Like your colander.
Yeah, but just the long hair and the little beard thing. Some people have told me that have accused me that I'm trying to look like Jesus, And I said, yeah, I'm going for the Shroud of Turin look.
Why would you want to?
Yeah, but I told him, I said, I'm going. I have the Shroud of Turin look. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, but yeah, that really fucking weirded me out, man. When this lady told me that I was trying to imitate Jesus. I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's exactly why I haven't had a haircut in a year and a half. Sure. Whatever.
Did any of you guys catch the interview I was in yesterday?
No.
I did not. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm going to be getting a copy of that as soon
Who
as
interviewed you?
Packard posts that.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm going to be getting a copy of that to upload to the channel so everybody could check it out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's basically wanting
Who is this
to
guy that interviewed you?
Packard Pokesat.
Yeah, I've heard of him. I've watched a couple of his.
Never heard of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he interviews people. He gets a hold of a lot of atheists here on YouTube, and he interviews people.
Is he of some sort of spirituality belief or
No.
no?
He's an
That's
atheist.
funny. He hasn't messaged me yet.
Yeah. Well, Quiet, you actually have a lot to say. You're an interesting guy. Me, not so much. So probably nobody would ever want to interview me.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't really want. I don't know if I'd want to interview myself. Because there's so many weird things in my head. And shit goes weird sometimes. So but yeah, I'm glad you got interviewed. I'm glad you got some recognition.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. We did the whole interview on Skype and Vaughn Live, and it was pretty interesting. Which made me wonder. I was thinking of doing it. I'm not sure yet, but I was thinking of creating a show probably once a week. A Google Hangout show, probably maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours long, where we talk about various events that happen and news and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right. Hey, you were talking about shout-outs, and I really don't do a lot of face videos anymore, but can I do a quick shout-out to some people, just in case anybody's watching this? A couple channels that really don't have a lot of subscribers that I think are pretty interesting and new.
Go ahead, man. I'm all for that. I'm all for that shout-out thing, man. Go ahead.
The Savant Atheist. He's got like really long. It's SAVANT Atheist. He's got like really long hair. He's got like a Marshall amp in the back. I'm pretty sure he looks like he's got some musicianship in his past, or right now. But he talks plain English. Does some really good videos. Another guy that I really like is the Old Comic. You ever watch him?
I can't say that I have.
Yeah, he's an older guy. His videos are 3-4 minutes or 5 minutes at the most, and he does little rant videos about current events and religiotards and politics and shit like that. But he's really good. He makes really good videos. So anyway, Savant Atheist and Old Comic, two channels that are, I don't know, Secular Lobster approved. Check them out, whatever, or don't. But
I'm all about that shout out thing, man, because to tell you the truth, there has been so many individuals out there that have helped me build my channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's something that I'm thankful for, and that's why I need to do them more often. And that's why I decided today I'm going to start making more shout-out videos for people, so they could have an opportunity for their channels to grow and whatnot, just like I have the opportunity. People give me shout-outs, that's good.
Yeah.
See, I did a shout-out video here a while back. Not that very many people paid attention to it, but I did one.
And that's the problem with a lot of shout-out videos, too. Is people go, oh, fuck, it's a shout-out video, and they just either click it or,
Well, with me, I'll probably do one maybe, I don't know, once a week maybe.
Yeah.
And I think, that would be good,
Yeah.
as long as people have an opportunity to grow their channels, Now, whether or not they put videos on their channel, that's totally up to them, But,
right.
But, yeah, I'll give people a shout-out. I just put, let's see, when I shot my video today for the shout out, I put 4 people in there, and I'm gonna throw that. I have that scheduled for a later release date, and I'm also getting ready to do another video here pretty soon. So just wanted to get things rolling on the shout out thing, because I think there's a lot of different people out there, that deserve an audience, and it's totally up to the people if they want to subscribe to them or not.
Absolutely.
See what happens. because now I'm extremely thankful, man. Some of the bigger channels are giving me shout outs too, you know, and that makes me happy, dude. That motivates me to, you know, try harder.
Good.
And
Yeah.
I got a, let's see, I got a shout out from what's his name, Pit Monks. Have you heard of him?
Oh yeah, I like Pit Monks. He's funny as shit.
Yeah,
Man.
I got a shout out from him yesterday, so I was extremely thankful for that.
Pit Monks has that look for video. You know, he's got his head, his whole. You know, he makes it work. You know, you can you can watch a Pit Monk video and, you know, be entertained, be informed, laugh. You know, because he's the facials and, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. I like him.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I just continue to get motivated, man. You know, because as my channel gets bigger, I want to do more, and eventually, I want to create better quality videos. You know,
I'll do what I can to help you with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get a hold of better software.
I don't know how much use I'll be, but.
Yeah.
I don't know how much use I'll be, but
yeah, I just want to get a hold of better software eventually, and then I'm gonna get after it.
But make sure you make the videos that you want to make, not the videos that you think people want you to make.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, I just, you know, when I make the videos, I just want to present them a lot better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to put some artwork in them. I want to put my name in them. You know, and make it look really nice.
Yeah.
And lately with YouTube messing up a little bit, I haven't been putting in my intro to my videos, and because of the whole thing with YouTube messing up, because I guess they brought a new gaming deal to YouTube. I'm not sure if you guys heard of it yet.
No, I'm not a gamer.
Yeah, it's a whole gaming deal for YouTube now, where you could stream like Twitch, and you could play video games and stuff, and I think that's why the YouTubes are messing up a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's that little cute squeaky voice again I kept hearing earlier. At first I thought it was somebody playing with the little soundboard or something, right? Then I realized that he had a small child in the background.
I see that we have 6 viewers. If any of you guys want to come in here, please do. I left the link in the comment section. Come on in.
Can I ask a favor though? Can we please not get into like a debate thing tonight? Like
no, I'm just having a chit chat.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just having a chit chat. If people want to debate, you know, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Well,
because it's
rather shit storms, you know, instead of discussions, you know.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying. I mean, we actually had a conversation on another hangout with a guy the other day who was pretty much a fundy, right? But he didn't. We had to get him to slow down a couple times, you know, because you know how with the apologetics, you know, when they start going and stuff. We had to slow him down a couple times, and there was a couple brief times where, you know, people started saying, "Look, dude, we've already answered your." But for the most part, we had a nice conversation with the dude. You know, well, that was your hangout, wasn't it? That prophet guy.
Yeah.
Wasn't that your? Yeah, that was actually a pretty good conversation. We had to slow him down a couple times, you know, but I don't think it was a bad conversation, you know.
Well, there's going to be a time in the future where I'll probably be gone for just a little bit, simply because I'm probably going to have surgery on my left arm.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got something tore in there.
Yeah. You just want those pain pills, man. I get it.
No.
No, I know. I'm
only
kidding. I swear.
I got me some pain pills right here. Look at them.
Oh shit! Yeah.
But they ain't the good ones. They're different kinds.
Street value.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. I remember in '94 I had back surgery. My disc got all screwed up, and they had to, I don't know, whatever the fuck they did. But they gave me like really heavy pain medicine, and for like the first week, I used it a lot. After that, I used it as little as possible because I hated feeling all slow and dumbed down. It just I just stopped taking them because I didn't like feeling like that.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, and I had people going, "Hey man, if you're not going to take them, man, why don't you sell them to me?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
They want those pills, man.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, why do you want to fucking feel like that, man? There's so much better drugs around the world than, feeling like, you're dead stupor, But I don't know. But yeah, but the back pain though, I didn't like. I don't like the effects of I like the feeling no pain part, but when you take a lot of pain medication, you start to feel lethargic and just I had a concussion one time and they gave me I don't know, some kind of pain medication, and I couldn't fucking walk straight for a week, and I was stumbling all over the place, and I'm like, God damn, what's the matter, right? Somebody and they I'm still taking these fucking pain medications like 5 days after the fact. I stopped taking them, and the next day I'm walking pretty well, I'm like, I was fucked up on I don't know, Darvocet or but yeah, it's amazing how much better you can not fall continuously when you're not.
Hey, what's going on, Oscar?
Hi, how you doing, my man?
Howdy.
Pretty good. I just decided to have a hangout. What you been up to?
Nothing. Actually, funny enough, when I changed to your channel, I was playing online, and something that you said about the Twitch channel, and the difference between the Twitch channel and this one and Google Plus, it would be that here is more conversation type, and on Twitch is more game orientated.
Oh, okay.
That's basically what it is, in a nutshell. Yes, you can use it, but Twitch people might not like anybody to broadcast for debate type of issue. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or you won't get enough followers. So basically, YouTube is not YouTube. Sorry, my apologies. Google Plus is the way to do it.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
also you were talking about. I caught your conversation when you were talking about filming.
Yeah.
And software. I've done that before, and I got a couple of YouTube videos in my channel in different things. One filming, and the other one voiceover programs, whatnot. Yeah, explaining games basically. Yeah. So I mean, software. It depends how far you want to go making the production itself. Yeah. How posh, how good you want to make it.
Yeah.
Can you recommend at least a good cheap or cheap or free, inexpensive or free, because there is a difference between cheap and inexpensive, software so I can do voiceovers, because I can't,
well, I mean, actually, it's not about the voiceover, because voiceover you can actually get you can stream, you can use your screen capture. You can do a relatively good how can I say? Let's say you're doing a video tutorial, okay,
right?
And you're using your desktop to show the thing you're doing. It could be a game, it could be a 3D design, it could be maths, you name it,
right.
Whatever you do it, right? Playing a guitar, any type of event, you can actually record it live. So the quality on it is actually your webcam. Right?
Oh,
so
okay.
We start from there. Yeah. So if it's HD, so much the better. Right. Now you need to capture that in the highest format you can do. Right. Not the lowest, the highest, because when you put it into an editing NLE, that's a non-linear editing program, which is like the default. The default Windows player. Yeah, Movie Maker. That's the one. That's actually for free.
Yeah, that's what I use.
Yes,
Windows Live Movie Maker.
correct. But your 90% of the product, it relies on the quality of the video and not the actual editing. Yeah, because you can downsize the video for lower quality rather than making a low quality and then trying to beef it up into HD, which is not good.
Yeah, because I mix a lot of different clips from different videos together, and sometimes the sound of the audio sound is vastly different.
Right. Yes, that's difficult to compensate. I use one particular which is expensive, but don't tell me how I got it. It's called Sony Vegas. Right. It's up to 13, I think it is now. That is a serious program. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sony Vegas is pretty good.
I've used it many times. You put the clips together and then you select all the audio. Doesn't matter what level are, and it compensates to a decent audio rate, yeah, and volume. Yeah, all the peaks are level out, and then you get a nice production. It depends. It depends really what you want.
Yeah. That sounds good. It does. I mean, I would like to get a hold of that program. I always liked Sony Vegas Pro or Sony Vegas Pro and Adobe something. I can't remember what it was that you were saying earlier. But yeah.
It was called Premiere Pro.
Yeah, Adobe Premiere Pro.
After Effects is good for some things too.
What is?
After Effects is good for some things too.
Yeah.
It's called After Effects?
Yeah, Adobe After Effects.
Oh.
The second piece of software you usually want is After Effects, because it does all kinds of really fun, interesting things.
Yeah, you can make your own custom intros for videos and everything, man.
That's pretty interesting. I try to make my intros kind of unique each and every different time.
Yeah.
Well, you know how you say you're like OCD, you like certain things a certain way. I'm the kind of person, like, when I'm making videos, I have to convince myself, because okay, that's enough. That's all you need. That's it. That's good enough. And I'm always trying to add something because, this will be better and shit like that. And so that's why I've decided finally, when I do an intro to a video, sometimes it's 10 seconds, sometimes it's 30. It depends on, I don't know, what's going on in my fucking head at the time.
I just, on Netflix, I just finished watching one of my favorite TV shows.
What's that?
Dexter.
Oh. I've actually never seen that.
Yeah, I just finished watching the entire 8 seasons of it.
Wow. When it comes to TV shows and like a lot of popular stuff like Game of Thrones, and I always feel like between Game of Thrones, gaming systems, all the things that, the relevant things, Spider-Man, the Batman, Superman thing, all that crap, I always feel like I'm like the only one that on YouTube that just kind of goes, I don't give a shit,
What's going on? What's going on? Called off.
All right.
Hey.
Let's see that you guys are playing around.
Yeah, I see.
We're doing our thing.
None of us are wearing pants, though. Okay, so
I see a fellow comic book fan in there.
The last time I read a comic book, they cost a dime.
Yeah, but there's some comic books out there that cost more than my house.
Oh yeah, I've known people that like are really into comic books and collecting, and they get a version something of some Spider-Man or something like that, and you'd swear they won the lottery, There's only 16 of these comic books left to be in existence, Like, okay,
So what do you guys want to talk about tonight?
Who, me?
It don't matter. I'm all open for information.
About what?
No, I said for topics to talk about tonight.
I want to know how Cage got his hair so gosh darn purple. You know, I mean, I want to try that, man.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Considering, I will be completely honest with you. That avatar is actually a screenshot for a game.
Yeah. Well, I
Final
thought a
Fantasy
screenshot for you.
14, A Realm Reborn.
Oh.
I took a chunk out of a screenshot.
Plagiarize. No.
Not at all.
Copyright. My videos, it's such a good thing that I don't like monetize or anything because I wouldn't be able to because I've got so many third-party copyright things going on that they say, well, as long as you don't monetize, we don't give a shit, you know. But
Well, you monetize your videos?
No.
I do.
No. Well, I can't because of a lot of the content I put in there is I've only had one video actually they've refused to like let be shown, and quite frankly it was part of a South Park clip of all things. But yeah, I get like the third party things and stuff, and I read it and they say if you agree with this, don't do anything. You just can't monetize it because they monetize it or whatever. And
yeah,
you know. But no, I don't do it for the for the monetization or something. I understand why some people do. I mean, a lot of channels have costs. You know, I was talking to Losoyo, you know, the Fat Overlord guys. You know, and just a weekly basis, their show costs like $200 just to do. You know,
how does their show cost $200 to operate?
They have software, equipment, stuff. They've jumped into their own. They've spent a lot of their own money, you know, and you know, production equipment, you know, yeah, and a lot of shows that have production value and things like that. Yeah, throw them a couple bucks or something, you know, or but it's if somebody's got. I don't do it for that purpose. I do it for my own personal enjoyment, you know. Hopefully somebody gets a message out of what I say, or they're entertained, or some shit like that. And that's all that really honestly matters to me, you know. If people have a PayPal or a Patreon account or something, if they've got good content, you know, sure, you know. Some people do it because they just find it's an easy way to get, you know, an easy way to get coffee money sometimes or something. I don't know.
Coffee money.
Yeah.
Well, see, with my channel, I've had it monetized since I first created it 3 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, I have an MCN and everything, but that's, you know, that's as far as I go. I have a Patreon, but I'm not going to put it in the description. I'm not going to do that. The only reason why
I do that, they ignore it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason why I don't, the only reason why I have my PayPal account in the description is because there have been individuals who, you know, sometimes, you know, who have requested that I put it in there.
Yeah.
And so that they could throw me a few dollars here and there, you know, which is fine. But you know, I make my videos, you know, for the, you know, for people to watch, and that's basically it.
Yeah. I mean, and some channels, you know, you know, they have a Patreon, you know, they have a PayPal, and sometimes if they do like a 15-minute video, like either the first 2 minutes up to two minutes or the last 2 minutes of the video is about their Patreon, you know, and
well, see, I don't.
And some people plug it continuously, and then that's the only thing I hate. You know, yeah, I know you have a Patreon. You know, I know you have a PayPal and stuff. If somebody mentions it in their video, I get that. You know, but some people mention it a lot. You know.
Well, see, I don't technically have a problem with people who choose to do those things. I don't. You know.
No.
If they want to make money, that's completely fine with me.
Oh yeah. No, it's not the making money part. It's sometimes half the video is talking about their fucking Patreon, you know, or their, you know.
Yeah, that actually irritates me quite a lot. Yes, I have mentioned my Patreon, and other such things from time to time, and I did it every video for a while, and then I just stopped. I mention it I mention it once every few videos for like 15 seconds, and it's in the description for all the videos. At the bottom after the fold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of
freaking description.
A lot of your more popular podcasts, they'll do their Patreon thing a lot, but that's in lieu a lot of times of doing commercials. I mean, they are their, you're your own best advertisement, But yeah, it depends on how people do it.
I honestly wish that I could. You know what? I'll be honest with you. If I could ditch the commercials altogether, I would. But that would require actually doing something, and it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
I just like I said, I don't have problems with people wanting to make money. That's fine.
Oh no.
I just choose not to put those things in there, for myself.
Yeah,
I just enjoy making videos.
Yeah, me too. If I tried to monetize my account, I'd owe so many people so much fucking money. Yeah, I'm not talking about videos that I do, videos about and stuff, but actors that haven't been, yeah. But yeah.
Well, if you wanted to get technical about it, my channel cost me something close to a month.
Yeah.
Now I will say that when
I make a
when we had the old layout for YouTube where we could put artwork on our channel and stuff.
Yeah.
It cost me around $100 to get my channel the way that I wanted it, because I took it upon myself to hire a what do you call him, a computer graphics guy or something and he made me a custom layout for my page, and made me intros and stuff like that, and that cost a little money, but you know what, I enjoyed doing it.
Oh yeah. One day if I decide, I want to, monetize or Patreon or something like that, and I had to wherewithal and everything like that, I'd have to take down probably about 75%, about 50% of the videos I've ever made.
Yeah, because see, the moment you get one of the, like with my channel, the way that I have it, I have an MCN, a multi-channel network.
Yeah.
And I try not to get. I don't necessarily put other people's content on my channel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless I get the permission to. But and I try not to do that because YouTube, I mean, people are really a bunch of assholes when it comes to their content being on other people's channels,
Well, you're allowed to make parody. You're allowed to, like with me, I do parody shit. I make fun of stuff and everything. I try not to get personal or anything like that, but
yeah,
fair use. I mean.
So what's going on? Truth begets hearsay. Truth. What's going on?
Not too much, but some pretty interesting conversations coming up so far, chaps, I must say. Hello and good evening to everyone.
Hi, Truth.
Good to hear from you again, Lobster.
I haven't quit smoking, I'm sorry.
Oh, well, there's still a kiss waiting for you, buddy.
I know, I'm trying.
I just warn you, I have a minor present within hearing range of the television, so I'm going to refrain from any explicitives at this stage. Like swearing and cussing and what have you.
Yeah.
I just thought, well, just in regards to the current topic, I thought it was quite interesting. You actually hit the nail on the head the other day, Quiet, with your video.
Which one?
Well, well, obviously all of them every time, obviously, but but specifically when you're talking about the monetization and the Patreon bombing. Like, I'm a Patreon of free more. Now that I know you have one, I'm probably going to become a Patreon of yours as well. And I'm happy to do that in my own small way. But the thing is when it, like the chap said, Page, I think it was, when it becomes, okay, 15 minutes of the 45 minutes airtime are bombing Patreon support, it actually becomes quite condescending to people who already are, and it becomes a patronization that people who aren't prepared to don't really want to see. You know, you've actually got to sell them on what you are before they're prepared to make that kind of monetized commitment. And they forget that, and it becomes a commercialized venture. Like, I think the core of your issue with it was, if people are going to be that, just say that's what you are. Say you're a corporate monetized outfit, but don't pretend to be amateur YouTube, you know, like Bob often mentions, the cutting edge sort of more grainy stuff. If you're not, don't pretend to be kitsch if you're not, essentially. Is that about right? Be honest about your capital interests in your YouTube channel. Like, you make it clear, I'm here for my topics.
Right. Yeah. And there are some Patreon, podcasts that they tell you, you know, with this much money we did this, with this money we did this, and so people can see when they donate that they're donating to something besides, you know, a beer fund or, you know, something like that.
Well, see what I do, you know, just like when I was told like about, you know, by about, I don't know, there was about 20 subscribers of mine back in the day that told me, hey, you should put a PayPal account in your description. We'd like to help you get better equipment, whatnot, you know. And I said, okay. So I decided to put it in there. And I actually, you know, bought a new computer with it and stuff like that, you know. And
I would love to be able to buy a new computer.
Yeah, I know.
But that's the only reason why I have my PayPal account in there, is because people have asked me to put it in there, you know, and I'm not the type of person that's just gonna start throwing things in the description and expect people to do stuff, you know. That's not me.
Yeah.
You know, because I've already produced the content.
Right.
I don't need to charge anybody.
You
I don't know.
Material.
Honestly, I would be thrilled if my channel would just make its own freaking bill. I would be absolutely out. I would be over the wall.
If it would do what?
It would be great. Pay its bills.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's all I really want to do, is pay its freaking bills.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I can ditch the freaking. If it can do that and pay my bills, then I'll. I'll even ditch the advertising and never think about it again.
Yeah. Well, with me,
it won't.
If my channel was big enough, sure, I'd do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not big enough for that kind of stuff, you know.
Well, we here at Secular Lobster Ministries, our budget usually goes for the internet bill and pot. So that's pretty much our budget, you know. So if somebody actually really wants, you know, I'm not going to tell anybody to send me a bag of weed. Never mind.
Oh, no.
I was going to say, if you really want to help Secular Lobster Ministries, you know.
Well, if you're going to request someone to give you things, Secular Lobster, you got to come up with some perks, man. What are the perks?
Okay, that's a good question. Tax exemption, and if somebody gives me $500, I will have live sex with Carl, my producer, and I will do things to him that are unspeakable, and I will do it live on YouTube.
Not on my fucking channel.
I will deflower the bear.
Hey, Secular Lobster.
What?
Not on my fucking channel. You're gonna have sex with teddy bears.
Yeah, no. Wait till my strike is out so I can have a hangout, so I can get another strike. He gets banned from YouTube or something. I don't know.
The last thing Last thing you need. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've said and done some weird shit on YouTube before. So when I first started YouTube, I have a video that I did about 4 years ago. It was called Live Sock Monkey Sex, and it was when my channel first started, and I was like trying to get 100 views of any video I made, right? So I came on and said that if I got 100 views on a video, that I would have live sex with a sock monkey, right? And then I started getting 100 views on a few of my videos, so I did my live sock monkey sex tape, and I had my webcam in my hand and the monkey, and I'm doing all this shit and everything, and I've gotten a few thousand hits off of it in the last 4 years. Guess where the majority of these hits come from? Singapore and I think Jordan, the Middle East. So it's like 65% of the hits I got came from either Singapore or somewhere in the Middle East.
Yeah.
That tells a lot about what people look for on the internet. And it's only like a 1.5-minute video, you know. I mean, I did it just for shits and giggles. I was drunk one night, and then I looked at my analytics one day last year, and I'm like, holy fuck, it's got like 3,000 fucking hits on it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do things.
Wonder Woman and the Scarlet Witch.
That I forgot. Isn't that Wonder Woman part off?
Oh, that's Star Sapphire.
Oh, okay.
So is this like fantasy chicks and stuff, or?
No, that's a comic book character.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
Fantasy, she's real.
Okay, yeah. Let's put it this way: when you're alone by yourself, wherever you are by yourself at, do you take her along with you?
Oh man. So what do you want to talk about, Truth Be Guitarcy?
Well, just in regards to last show's conversation, you had that chap on here who was a really quite well-spoken and reasonably polite Christian apologist, although he claimed he wasn't. He said a few things which I kind of felt were condescending towards you personally and towards the channel, as if there was a lack of knowledge or lack of research and checking ourselves to fulfill our position as an account of his. But the demonstrable historical position is that a lot of what he said was just so false. I was twitching in my skin, but I've trained myself. I'm not gonna the way I responded with Nephilim Free was exactly how I shouldn't respond, and I've learned my humble lessons from that. I'm not going to allow myself to be encroached by that. So that was a lesson learned, and an act of humility in my part, and a humble apology to all those who were present for that. But a lot of what he said philosophically was demonstrably not true. He talked about Plato a lot, and also Socrates. Socrates may or may not have existed. It actually doesn't make any difference because we have his method. The Socratic method is a superior method to the Septarian method demonstrated by the character of Christ in the Gospels. It just is. That's a demonstrable fact, number one. Number two, Socrates most likely probably was a fabrication of Plato. And we know this because Plato had a lamentation for the Ionian school, which lost to the Pythagorean school. The Pythagorean school seen the world and the cosmos, the universe, as two separate things, one fallen from the other. And this, and from Plato and Aristotle, a lot of the early church fathers, bred into the soul separate body concept of heaven and the earth, the firmament. That which is above the heaven is a celestial different thing. Whereas the Ionian school, with chaps like Democritus, who actually discovered that the world was atoms 3,000 years before we demonstrated it, actually were right. The Ionian school was right, and their concept was that the heaven and the earth were made of the same things, and that one was born from the other. And everything that the Ionian school promoted was right, and everything that the Pythagorean, pretty much everything the Pythagorean philosophy gave us, which is like Ptolemy's perfect solids and the zodiac constellations, all this medieval BS actually is inspired by this by this entire Platonic, you might say, tradition, which usurped the position of the Ionians. But there was, we get our trigonometry and our Pythagorean theorem from that time because they believed in perfect geometry and what have you. I would love to hear what Paul or anyone else has to say on this matter. I could say a lot more, but I'll shut up.
Yeah.
I can say that I was at that particular moment in time begging to get into that room and take him apart. Yeah, okay. We don't have a direct evidence of Socrates, but as you say, we don't actually need one. The methodology is the methodology of Socrates is very much so valid. Whereas if you go back and you look at anything that comes out of Judaism, Christianity, or actually pretty much almost any religion, I say almost because there are some that do a halfway decent job of a few things. Christianity is not one of them. Then you're getting the same types of messages that are they're wrong. Actually, they can't even be wrong.
They're not even rules, they're proclamations and pronouncements. They have no demonstrable utility other than that the almighty celestial egocentric self, the ego personified, which is their God, is fulfilled. His needs are fulfilled, and those needs are satiated in the form of the Pharisees, or the priests, or the mullahs, or whoever's in charge of the outfit. It's the same shit, different story. In other words, as Christopher Hitchens says, same shit, different funny hat. Yeah.
Well,
I like hats.
anything about Socrates and all the rest doesn't matter if they existed or not. You're listening to what they had to say. The other ones are making assertions of godhood.
Yes, they are.
And that's a big difference. And I don't care if Caesar ever existed or any of them ever existed. All I care about is what they said, what they did, But there's no claims of godhood. Well, maybe with Caesar, but that was in the Senate.
And if we recall with Socrates, how did the character of Socrates perish? He was poisoned as an act of essentially defying the gods of the state. He denied the existence of the gods. He said they weren't relevant to creation. And that blasphemy, rendering blasphemy unto the Grecian gods, was the reason he was killed. Sorry, had to commit suicide or, face the grisly consequences.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to die suicidally back then, huh?
Well, it was a fairly common thing.
Crime scene investigation has come so far, huh?
The thing is, you talk about crime scene investigation, it uses an empirical form of evidence. If we used theological logic, theistic logic, to discern, say, like the crime scene, imagine the mess we'd be. Just think about that logic scenario for 5 seconds. Well, there's clearly a blood trail, but no one sprinkled the magic blood of the dove on this person, so their leprosy probably isn't cured, so they're going to have to go outside the city for 6 weeks until they've stopped bleeding. I'm quaffing Deuteronomy and Exodus there, but that's essentially the kind of logic, for lack of a better word, that was going on there. These are people who had fuzzy thinking, I think. A.C. Grayling calls it. It's fuzzy, esoteric thinking. It doesn't have like a everyday utilitarian value to it, and unfortunately, it quite often leads to people coming up with really dangerous, bad ideas. And the sad thing is, our modern religion is essentially those ideas brought up to the modern age. And like that chap last week, I was twitching in my skin because he sounded like a really nice guy, but he demonstrated time and time again that the God for him wasn't actually relevant to Scripture.
Right.
His God was ego self, and ego self was a now humble man. And that was demonstrable in every word he spoke. He confirmed that time and time again.
Yeah.
Hey, no cats allowed in this hangout, man.
What cat? I see no cat.
Hey, Frank, how's it going, Frank? Are you muted, Frank?
Oh no, yes he is. Looks like we're full. Hey there, William,
You.
or Bill, or whatever you want to call, whatever you want to be called.
Bill's fine.
Hello, Bill. How's it going?
Not bad.
That's good. So, what do you want to talk about, or what do you think about what we're talking about so far?
I'm just trying to sort out some technical difficulty on my end.
Oh, okay.
I'm hearing a lot of stuff, so I'm just trying to figure out what is.
Yeah, 'cause I think I'm hearing some children in the background or something.
Yeah, that's not on my end.
Those are probably mine.
Well, I thought it was those babies that I captured so I could have for dinner this week. You know,
Yeah.
they're trying to escape again.
Don't you hate it when they do that?
I know.
How about you,
duct tape.
How about you, Isalu? You muted, Isalu?
Yep.
Hi,
I
Isalu.
recognize that avatar. I just can't place it.
Wasn't that concordance?
No, I don't think it was Concordance. It was somebody else.
Isalu's mic's not working.
I think I got things sorted out where I can.
Oh.
Not
Videos
hear.
rendering. Yay.
Talking about that one.
Well,
Yeah,
that's pretty freaky.
No, that's not. That's Paul Doff. That isn't Concordance.
Yeah, but he uses this.
Yeah.
Or he's used to.
I'd like to have that on my wall in my living room.
Hey, what is the character you're using for an avatar there?
You'll have to put it in the type or in the chat.
That's fine. I can read it.
Oh, yeah, I'm just.
I have no issues reading it. Oh, well, that's no fun.
Yeah.
I would actually have to take a picture and see if I could track it down. That's okay. It's easy to do.
Yeah. So everybody's got their systems working correctly?
Believe so.
So far.
I actually like that setup you have there, William.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
thanks.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that filter.
Does it sound good?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It sounds perfect. It sounds real clear and crisp and everything, man.
Yeah, this is a
It's
really
done some
super
professional.
cheap. It's a super cheap USB mic. I think it was about $70 on eBay or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like those types of setups. I'm thinking about getting one myself eventually, so I could have a better deal going on than I actually have right now. Because what I have
Yep.
what I have right now is actually quite pathetic.
Well, it's easy to set up. It's just plug it right into your computer, and
Yeah.
it comes with an arm. Like it's $70, and it's all this stuff: pop filter, mic, and the arm that's just attached to my table.
Yeah.
And it just plugs into USB?
Yeah, just USB. Yep. Simple as anything.
Groovy. And I mean, it looks professional too. It, you know,
Yeah.
like.
Well, it's all about the looks. As long as I look professional.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
And it does sound good too. It's not like.
oh yeah, it does have good sound quality.
It's good. I'm glad. The pop filter makes a big difference. You know, it's funny, but even a regular mic, if you just put a pop filter on it, it smooths out your voice, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah.
I like it how Cage and Islu are kind of like staring at each other in the boxes down here. I wonder if there's something going on between those two.
No, I actually clicking. I clicked his picture so I could take a shot of it.
No, it's just the way it is in the boxes below. It's you two are facing each other, kind of like you're looking at each other. Okay, now I'm hearing feedback.
Yeah, I'm hearing some massive feedback.
Check. 1, 2. Check. 1, 2.
It's like a big. It's like a. It's like a big echo.
Yeah.
Probably that guy that looks really professional. That's got the. What, Paul? Oh, I thought Paul had a Snuggie on.
There's a headset I want to lay my hands on that would make my life a lot simpler, and enable the use of like actually enable real voices for the channel. It's like $80, and I don't have it. It sucks.
Yeah, I've got an $8 pair of headphones. You know, I mean, I hate it. I just want to get a little pair of plugs I can stick in my ear, because with the hair, I hate having the headphones on it, because it makes my hair look really bad. You know, it's not a good look. You know, and sometimes, you know, if the headphones are kind of a certain way, it almost looks like I'm wearing an ear muff or something. You know. But that's just me, you know.
So I got a couple of interesting topics that I'm going to make videos about here in the future.
What's that?
One of them I wanted to share with you guys. It's about this Republican who wants to take away Social Security completely. He thinks that human beings don't deserve to have the ability to retire simply because Moses lived to be 600 years old and he built the ark.
Is he a candidate, or is he an actual? Is he a candidate, or is he an actual member of our wonderful Congress?
He's a candidate. He's a candidate for governor in the state of Montana.
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you chaps heard of the Transhumanist Party?
When you decide to do that, let me know. You can borrow Charlotte. Because she's working on a script for that.
Yeah. And yeah, he was basically saying, well, Moses lived to be 600 years old and built the ark, so human beings don't deserve to retire.
Moses didn't build shit. Noah built the ark. I mean,
or Noah, yeah. Noah.
Oh, I thought you were quoting him, or okay, never mind. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Noah. Yeah, Noah built the ark, and he lived to be 600 years old, and because of that, old people don't need to retire. They can work just as much as Noah did.
Yeah, well, Moses went up on a hill for about a month, and
yep, nobody should be
with a bunch of
retired
beer
until
and
the day they
a
freaking die.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
And he's trying to he's gonna try and push that as law in Montana if he gets elected. My expectation, though, is considering the nature of the average Montanan, it won't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he still needs to be called out on his bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, shit like that's just completely ridiculous, man.
Yeah, that's some pure grade A bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, what I find funny. Do what?
I mean,
my video is done rendering.
I knew right away that pretty much that individual was full of shit, because the oldest individual that I've ever heard of lived to be at least about 120, I think. And how can someone live to be?
I think the current record holder was 124 at the time of death.
Yeah.
That's kind of perfect, actually.
You guys were talking about biblical times, man. People lived older in those days, man. I mean, really, come on.
Wait. You're missing the main thing. He's a politician, so he's not working either.
Yeah. Well, chances are he's probably rich and has deep pockets, so he really don't care.
He has a base to pander to, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what the man actually thinks is almost entirely irrelevant to what his political agenda and his political persona is.
Yeah.
That's what the pundits want. He's essentially a publican. He's a bar man. He's the guy who serves you. So what was that, a whiskey or a scotch? I like my poison a little bit more harder, so I'll have a scotch. Thanks, not a problem. He's essentially your lolly man. And he appeals and he panders to a base, which I mean, I'm clearly from my outrageous accent. I'm not a Yank like you folks. yet your politics adversely affect us all, which is why I'll always weigh in on this conversation, and I'll do so without quarter.
I thought you sounded like you were like from Nevada or like Colorado or something.
No, truth begets hearsay is correct. I mean, our politics here in America suck, I think, man. Big time. There's so many things going wrong, and going wrong everywhere. The amount of money we spend on ridiculous wars and stuff like that is completely crazy, man.
Well, don't think America is unique in that regard.
Oh, no.
But you guys get more publicity, so I guess that's it. You better PR.
William, hi. I would argue that geographically, geopolitically, and socioeconomically, that they have an individually higher impact than any other nation, including the economic powerhouse that is the People's Republic of China.
That's probably true.
Is China's money worth more than ours?
No.
No, I think it's considerably
Although they
less.
seem to have more of it now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure about that. That's why I had to ask, because, I mean, I don't know. I think this country would do good if we had a, I don't know what you guys think about it, but if we had a socialized medicine, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm for that. I mean, why shouldn't somebody be able to have medical attention, proper medical attention, because they can't afford it, you know?
Well, it really reverberates all through the economy if everyone is getting, if everyone is not afraid to go to the hospital and, you know, get preventative medicine first. It saves millions and millions out of the health system.
That concept to me is so alien, you could be speaking a Martian language to me. The idea, I mean, I know it seems crazy. We are not a socialized nation. We're a highly capitalized nation. We have a former Wall Street millionaire who runs our nation, John Key. Actually, you can check this out. He's one of the genuine wolves of Wall Street. So we're about as blue as the nation can get, which is your red. But we have socialized healthcare. We in Australia, we've had socialized public, social, and state healthcare for over 70 years. People are not afraid to go to the doctor, and our utilities aren't overused as the right wings quite often fearmonger. There isn't this people just mooching the system, because people who mooch the system get discredited and get less opportunities. There's heaps of options. There's also private healthcare options. If you want a treatment done within your own time frame, you opt for private healthcare. If you want it done within the time frame that the general social public healthcare, the general hospitals give, you can be waiting on the waiting list for up to a year, and that's the honest truth of the matter. But you will get the option, and it's not going to be $30,000-$40,000 that you have to get a loan for, that you have to pay back for at some ridiculous return rate, which has some coded secret print, which is, oh, by the way, we're allowed to hike these if you don't get it finished in the first 3 years. Like all those folks who lost their homes because of their medical bills in the late 2004, 2005, when Wall Street collapsed the second time. Sorry, the banks. Sorry.
You're thinking of 2008 when the housing market just went kerplunk.
2008, sorry, I stand correct, yes.
So Australia has a two-tiered medical system?
So does Great Britain.
I don't know, a two-tiered healthcare system.
The thing is we say, because we're not adverse to rampant capitalism down here in the Southeast Pacific, we're actually pretty fucking good at it. So we allow the rampant capitalism, and we have the social public healthcare option. Now, obviously, one's the poor people option, and the other is the people who can afford it option. But the fact is, we have that base. We have that social healthcare plan. Which the right has been bitching about Obamacare. The thing I don't get about this the most is they say, we can't afford this, don't put your hands in my pocket. You've already paid for it. It's already paid for. And it's already paid itself back since it's been implemented.
Well, it seems to be like a lot of people are against these social programs until something happens to them and they happen to actually need it.
Well, I think maybe, you know, one of the main problems here in this country where I'm at, I think that a lot of small medical businesses, if you will, that give insurance, if you will, want to profit. I think that a lot of people in this country are greedy and they want to profit off of individuals who are sick and whatnot, you know. I'm not sure how you guys feel about that, but I think that's probably one of the main reasons why we don't have, you know, free health care for everybody. I'm not sure how, you know.
Private jails and private-owned pharmaceuticals. I know that seems probably alien to Americans, but privately owned pharmaceuticals are not the answer, for the simple reason that you're making a monetized commodity of something that is medicine.
Yeah.
Is that not fundamentally fucked? Or am I completely wrong? Excuse my language.
No, I think it's a big mistake, if you ask me, you know what I mean? Truth. Because,
well, it certainly isn't helping matters.
Yeah, because, you know, people, you know, out there are so concerned with the... Huh?
Is there any room for capitalizing on medical, you know, I mean, gray area, you know?
Well, I don't know. I mean...
There are people that are... You know, there are people that are completely at a loss for, over the idea of when you deal with privatized utilities, and that's something that you actually have. That's actually something you wind up looking for. Do we treat medicine like any other utility, a requirement for people to stay alive, or do you treat it like a business? Right now, the United States is treating it like a business that needs to be very regulated.
That's right, Cage. And the biggest problem with that logic, with that monetary logic, is that you're actually estimating and calculating into the percentile how many people we expect to lose who can't afford. And there'll be a fractionary percentage of that, which means for the system of capitalized medical care to exist, there needs to be a certain level of casualties.
Well, you're going to get a certain level of casualties anyway, just because of population pressures.
Sure, but this system requires that some people will go without. That's actually what that system requires. If you're going to apply Keynesian economics to Medicare, to a public healthcare option, or the negative to it, that is the consequence of that action.
I'm I'm retired from the federal government, so I've had so-called Obamacare for 40-some years now, because you always, you know, you go through a list of who you want to use as your provider, you know, and then you select whatever, but it's controlled by the government. We always had, every end of the year I can switch to another insurance company, and they have to take pre-existing conditions. It's always been that way. So this is nothing new to me. I'm looking at this stuff going on, and I'm going, we've had this for years. They're acting like it's something new.
Yeah. I remember when I had a minor surgery a long time ago, and it costed me $30,000, man. That.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, and the whole procedure lasted maybe 2 hours. And that was it, you know. And I was like, "What the fuck, man?" Well, and then what pissed me off about the whole situation is that the insurance that I had at that particular point in time, you know, decided to take it upon themselves to pull their money back out of it to pay for my surgery, and left me with a $30,000 bill, you know.
Damn.
And I got screwed big time out of that.
I've actually been, I guess, relatively lucky. I get the majority of my health care through the VA. And, you know, I'm satisfied pretty much with that. I mean,
considering how much we owe you guys, Patrick, I think that's the fucking least we could do, isn't it?
Well, you have to also remember I was in the Cold War, not in Afghanistan or Vietnam, you know. I mean,
B-52s.
I was in the artillery, but I also learned to drink in the Army.
It doesn't matter if you're a SIG and you spent 7 years sitting at a desk, quite frankly, bro. I have an utmost respect for anyone who's prepared to put themselves in the services.
Yeah.
And that goes with
you You should have tried me. I spent a good chunk of time in Sarajevo, and that whole dust up in the early '90s or the mid '90s, excuse me. But yeah, I was Navy. I was Navy.
Yeah, my father-in-law was a World War II vet, and my mom's boyfriend was a Vietnam veteran and stuff like that. You know, I have the utmost respect for people who, you know, serve. You know, I mean, shit.
I got pictures of my grandfather on the USS Arizona in 1920, going through the Panama Canal.
Yeah. But nowadays, you know, it seems to me when wars are involved, you know, especially with these current ones, it seems to me that, you know, they're sending a bunch of our troops out there for profit, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then when they come back, they say, fuck it.
The wars in Iraq and Afghanistan cost trillions of dollars.
You know, besides trillion, you know, they talk about trillions of dollars that the war costs, or billions, trillions, or whatever. But I've seen firsthand of what it does to minds of people that had to go there and deal with it. I didn't deal with Iraq or Afghanistan, okay? I was out of the Army in like 1985, okay? I didn't have to deal with that kind of pressure. But I've seen, you know, I've been in a VA hospital, and I've seen 500 patients of guys who had been to Afghanistan or Iraq on multiple occasions that had some serious fucking PTSD issues. I mean, from everything from loud noises to somebody tapping them on the back to destroyed marriages to court-ordered what do they call it? Anger management courses to can't keep a fucking job. And these are people that were functioning in life before they went there, you know? Yeah. And then a lot of time, and the government's finally taken somewhat of responsibility for it, but this shit's been going on for fucking, I don't know, forever, you know? These people that come, so many people come back from war and they're so fucked up in the head, you know? And you've got a lot of these politicians that say, oh, that's an expenditure that we can't afford, you know, to take care of, you know.
That right there is the crux of the moral and social issue right there. The fact that they go, well, this is something we can't afford. No, that's not an option. The fact that you haven't filtered it, haven't already worked it into your costing budget when you fucking implemented the war. Veterinarian assistance. Vet assistance should be one of those things when you're putting the budget aside to put the bombs down. You're gonna have to set up where the troops are going in. The troops are gonna be injured. Let's set up a budget for that. They don't, and we've seen this in Operation Iraqi Freedom. We've got guys who have got serious injuries who've been waiting on the waiting list for 7 fucking years for reasonably simple treatment. And because they haven't got a public healthcare option, they're bound to wait for the VA to do it for them.
You know why? Part of why I make YouTube videos. Because I can't seem to get or pin or keep it or hold on to a job when I can get one longer than probably about a year or so. And the 4th of July is just torture. After dark, the 4th of July, no. I actually have to get blacked out drunk and not be curled up in a little ball.
Yeah.
Not to change the subject or anything, guys, but I have a question. Do any of you guys know how to open that side chat on the side of the videos that people see when they want to view the Hangout?
Just for viewing, no.
Where it's the scrolling part of the chat box where it's on the site. From what I've seen it before in other,
It should just crop up on the YouTube channel. I don't know exactly how one would do that. I've never tried it.
Yeah.
Well, the YouTube channel isn't the chat below that.
No, I'm not talking about our side chat here within the Hangout. I'm talking about the side chat that everybody sees beside the video. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've got it open now. I just click on the there's a little blue
a blue window.
Yeah, blue button on the side on the left.
In the Hangout. But if you want the chat on the outside, it's got to happen some other way. I forget how.
Yeah, well, see,
Actually, I don't forget how I didn't know how in the first place.
well, see, I could see the side chat. I could see the side chat that we have within our Hangout. But what I'm talking about is the Hangouts where you're able to sit there and watch people talking, but at the same time you see a scrolling chat room that all the public
I don't know how to
is,
turn on. I don't know how to turn on that chat room. I know that I have to have another tab open to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, because it seems to me like there's two different types of Hangouts you can have, and one has where it has the comment section under the video, and then you got the other comment section on the side of the video where it's a scrolling comment section where people are able to chat, in the public while they're watching your video, and that's
confused me every single time.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Because I've had a couple of requests for that, and I don't know how to open it that way. I'm totally ignorant on the subject.
Yeah, I've noticed some Hangouts that you see on YouTube have that side chat going, and some don't.
Yeah. I'm not sure how to get it to work. But anyway, what were you guys talking about?
Oh, taking casualties of war and how government doesn't take care of them sometimes, maybe.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that right there within itself, it really pisses me off because here where I live, we got a lot of homeless veterans. You know what I mean? And it really saddens me to see these individuals trying to survive out there on the streets. When the government should be taking care of them.
Down Providence Road, Providence, capital of this state, and there's a lot of homeless vets out there that. And I forgot the guy's name. I've got it in my favorites in a article, but I forgot the congressman's name that said that suggested that veterans, Iraqi veterans and Afghanistan veterans and veterans in general should be like the Girl Scouts and sell cookies to pay for their health care.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I want to see him cook. I want to see him bake a few cookies.
Yeah, I've got a lot of issues with people like that.
Was it Louis Gohmert?
No, it wasn't Willie Gohmert. Let me see it. Hopefully, I don't get blocked out of this Hangout. Let me see if I can find it.
Anybody looking at the pictures I've been putting on there? I used to load B-52s for Vietnam.
Well, it's 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. No, shit. Anti-bestiality law finally passes in Florida.
Well, that's good. Finally.
What? No more crocodiles?
Battle of Antietam.
Lucky to see that the Congress is, really taking care of the important issues.
Yeah.
How to get a car by evangelizing. It's amazing how many pizza delivery places I have in my favorites.
It's amazing how much the Republican Party has become childish. No,
Yes.
not child. I won't do that to children. Immature.
We have a word like that out here. It's called retarded. I'm only halfway down. I can't find it right now.
Well, with their policies and everything, man. I mean, it makes me think about if they are actually retarded. You know what I mean? Damn.
Well, there's a difference between retarded and retarded.
It's Poe's law, isn't it, gentlemen?
Say again?
Poe's law. You can't tell the difference between someone who's religiously motivated and someone who's special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Pause. Special.
Yeah,
Oh,
but,
we have a
but I
new
was. Oh, yeah.
we have a new chatter in here. Grant, what's going on?
Hello, Grant.
Hi, Grant.
Can you talk or are you muted?
He's muted.
Okay, the oldest, just to go back to something a little while ago, the oldest verifiable human to have still been breathing was 122 years, 164 days, as of the 12th of June 2015, or their date of death. Her name was Jean Calment, and she was French, born 21 February 1875,
Oh,
died
wow.
4 August 1997.
Oh, wow.
He was born when?
21 February 1875, and she died in 97.
Wow.
All the changes she saw in the world, man.
It's still a fair sight
No
short
kidding.
of Noah.
Yeah, that's still less than a quarter of what Noah managed.
Hell, my wife's grandmother is 94 years old.
I bet you Noah was Noah was so old that his cane needed a cane.
that was funny.
I think the Chronicles of Gilgamesh's account of Utnapishtim filling the ark is a much more compelling tale than is Noah, which is clearly a plagiarism.
Yeah.
Oh, you blasphemer, you.
You better believe it, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there was that chap last week. A lot of what he said were kind of axioms which were unsupported, unclaimed, and unequivocal. And also, most of them weren't, verifiable. So they were kind of like, axiomatic statements made about the nature of what he knows about God, knowledge being demonstrable and all that sort of thing. And I was like, I was squirming in my skin, but I was like,
I remember.
I'm aware of how shit my microphone is too, by the way. This is a PlayStation SingStar microphone on the case. And about a 14-year-old webcam. So I'm working on some new gear.
Well, when you said something about, I don't know, it sounded like an apology for losing your shit on Neffy or something. Everybody's done it, well, except Quiet. I'm waiting for him to finally do it one day. But there comes a point in a lot of these conversations where I've sat and watched other people do it. There's been times where I've been the first one to do it because you can only listen to so much shit for so fucking long until somebody in the hangout, starts calling bullshit and.
The thing was that day he had monopolized your guys' argument, your guys' conversation. One, that was the first thing that pissed me off. I wasn't there for that, so he missed that much of my wrath. I was hopping mad. Two, my computer was playing up and wouldn't let me get onto Google Hangouts. I have fucking trouble every time I try to get on Google Hangouts. I've been for a few hard drives just trying to get on, and I slapped the piss out of my computer. It blew up. I had to build another one. Not making this up. Just in time to get in touch with the end of Neffy having a 20-minute long speech, basically condescending to you and to Lobster, and I was fucking pissed, bro.
Well, and see, look what that got you. Probably you're on probation for abusing your computer. You probably had to pay for a lawyer, court costs, total lot of embarrassment. So what did that get you in the end? Now you have a police record for abusing your computer. You're an abuser.
It cost me a hard drive.
Yeah.
Which is not good either.
Well, there's probably a couple of individuals that I'd probably lose my shit talking to, and that would be probably Matt Slick and a couple of other religious guys out there. Another one that I really can't stand, he thinks he's more intelligent than everybody else, is Matthew 4:19.
First time I ever met him in a hangout, he jumps into the hangout and the first thing he says was, "Do you mind if we all start off with a prayer?" And I started laughing because I didn't know who he was. I thought and he's like, "No, man, I'm serious."
Lobster, next time when someone says that, go, "Sure, but if we're going to keep it kosher, you might as well slaughter me a goat too."
Yes, I like that. I like you already.
Well, I was in a hangout the other night, and one of the Hebrew Israelites that he identifies as himself as a Hebrew Israelite. That guy Jesus something. He wears that Cincinnati
yeah, that guy.
Reds ball cap. Yeah, he was pretty much telling people they were stupid, and that we wouldn't listen to the truth, and if we'd shut up, basically, is what he was saying. That he would enlighten us with the truth and stuff, and he wasn't interested in the conversation.
You remember when I disappeared? It was right about then.
Yeah.
It becomes monologue, doesn't it? It becomes a pre-scheduled monologue with a schedule, with a premise one. Well, premise one's been failed. Well, they just don't accept premise one because it becomes a reflection, like this constant deflection of their own butthurt, when every time one of their premises is being not even dismissed, they say, look, you haven't justified premise one, don't skip the premise two. And that's Matchlick 101. Well, just because you can't understand premise. No, you got to demonstrate premise one. Demonstrate
you have to get us to understand. Yeah. We have to understand, or you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah. Well, he was showing these artifacts. I guess they're in the National Museum of England or some shit like that, about period time with people that lived they found in Israel somewhere. People wearing like dreadlock-looking hair and robes or something like that, and that was proof that the original Israelites were black, African American, whatever like that. And we were like, no, dude, styles have changed throughout history. Hairstyles, clothing styles, piercings, all sorts of things have come and gone throughout history for styles. All that shows is somebody in ancient Israel had their hair made up, and he's telling me that I should go argue that with the National Art Museum in England because of what they don't really claim, but he says they claim.
Patrick, he's half right. He's half right in one respect, and I'll just elaborate just quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know where in human history you find the most fully formed skulls with dreadlocks and war braids in their hair? Central Europe and the British Isles. The ancient Celts, the ancient nations of Celtia, the men's all wore braids in their hair. In fact, the entire culture braided their hair in long gold bands. It was part of their culture. They braided their hair from a young age, especially the men. The men put the femur bones and quite often shrunken bone pieces in the frames, circular bone frames in the frame of their hair to hold the locks together because they would fall apart in that. Vercingetorix, who was the paramount Celtic chief who fell before Gaius Julius Caesar, his statue is depicted as a man with dreadlocks, with western war braids, with long ginger black lock hair, and that is an accurate depiction of the most dreadlocks in human history. They're from the West. So, but this concept that they were Africanites. Well, if you take it far enough back, 20,000 years ago, it would have been pretty hard to distinguish between a North African and a Central African, because biodiversity-wise, we hadn't quite made that distinction yet. It's not until our Asian brothers and sisters got to the Central Middle East and met with Denisovan man that we actually had that first difference made from the original Homo sapiens, which we all are. And again, that thing got improved again, or detrimented again, depending on whether you're a Cro-Magnon or a Homo sapien, when we come across Neanderthals, man, in Europe. Which is, I mean, if you want to make a European, you just got to add Neanderthal and Denisovan to an African. That's the difference. But they're all the exact, it's a nice, perfect tree. That was the other thing I wanted to talk about, Neffy, because he quite often makes out that there's some equivocance between Darwinian evolution, the knowledge of, and social Darwinism. And I just wanted to reach through the screen and fondle his little fucking chicken neck when he makes that. I've seen it a lot. Sorry, I'm getting frustrated.
You think you could actually wrap your hands around that?
Tell us how you really feel, man.
Wait. This is 20,000. It's only 6,000 years old. There, you're done.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of science, I don't know if you guys discovered the articles or heard anything about it, but they recently discovered some blood in some dinosaur fossils.
No.
And it was pretty interesting. There wasn't anything worth getting any DNA out of it, but they found some type of blood or something, according to the article. I'm not sure.
It was actually collagen-laden soft tissue that had been
That's
had
right.
been partially calcified.
Oh,
Heritage.
I thought somebody
They had
spilled
to-
some marinara or something.
They had to soak it for quite some time to get it to get it pliable at all, and that's because the bone was still completely sealed, and had been buried just so that it could be, so that you'd actually get a result.
That's right.
It would be difficult at best to get one otherwise.
oh, okay.
The truth of the matter is at worst, this discovery, if true, and we have to be careful because Mr. Dr. Armitage is the creationist loon who's proposing this, so we must be careful. But the bottom line is that if this is true, the worst thing it does is improve our understanding of fossil paleontology and of preservation of tissues. That's it. It doesn't actually put a kibosh on evolution. It actually enforces what we already understand. And,
Oh, okay.
I mean, like I said, the worst possible thing it can do, it would remove a false understanding of how things are preserved. What it doesn't say is, oh, look, the argon clock, the argon clock, the carbon clock is all wrong, and the world really is some 10,000 years old, as in accordance with Bishop Ussher's chronology. I mean, this is the enemy, and I use that term in this discussion. This is the enemy's mentality.
Oh, okay.
If they couldn't lie, they have nothing to say.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting, you know. I see a lot of what do you think about on a different, more funny, amusing note, what do you guys think about that porn couple going up in space to make a porn video?
That should be amusing. I would actually pay money to see that.
What is it, zero gravity porn?
Yeah, that's what they want to do. And if they want to pay the money out for it, then more
Go
power
for
to
it.
them.
Whatever floats your boat.
Is she at least hot?
Is it like
I
Virgin
don't know
Galactic
that I
or
would
something?
actually care. I'm more interested in what the mechanics would be of this.
Well,
Yeah.
that and if they're going to start throwing up, you know, because if they're going to use the vomit comet, that airplane they do the zero gravity thing in, I don't think there's been many people that have gone up there the first time that haven't like at least once puked their guts up,
Yes, there has.
So it'd be like
T-shirt.
weightless, not zero gravity vomiting sex porn,
Didn't they have
Well,
a married couple up there one time?
Probably.
Yes, but no sex
NASA
happened.
experimented
Yeah,
with
no sex. I really believe that.
No, they made a love suit so
Actually,
that
there
love
were
couples could
some
get
rules
together.
involved there, and there's no privacy in a place like that.
Yeah.
None.
Some people don't care,
I can't believe that they just didn't migrate somewhere else for a while. Come on,
Yeah.
give me a break.
You
I
only
don't
have
buy
so
that.
much- If you only have so much space that's pressurized, then you're pretty well stuck.
Weren't they on the International Space Station?
What?
I think they were on the International Space Station, were they or not?
And there's not a lot of space up there.
There's
It
enough
smells like
space for no
Yeah.
space.
They
Guy
reckon it
decides to
smells
like
terrible.
spunk on her tits, man. Guy decides to spunk on her tits, it's gonna go flying everywhere, zero gravity,
The truth is we still don't know the nature of those fluid mechanics in space. Because we've demonstrated that the more mammalian the subject is, like we try with newts and stuff like that, they're okay with the zero G. But mice born in zero G, even the sperm don't sit right. The entire process is interrupted by that lack of that 9.9 meters per second force imposed upon them, which is our gravity.
Well, I don't know about you. When I have sex, I ain't worried about getting somebody pregnant.
Gentlemen, we're not
I
always. We're not always going to be a single planet species. This whole idea of we need to cut down the population, that might be relevant just now because of the climatical fuck up that we've put upon our only little kernel of civilization. But in the next few millennia, we will be a multi-terra species. Why? Because if we don't, we're going to fuck out. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's been estimated, and it's a bit of an esoteric meme, but it's quite relevant. They say that if America, sorry, but my camera just pulled some Google Plus buy my shit just thing ad come up. Very frustrating. If the rest of the world was to live with the same level of well-being and material wealth and disposability of consumable wealth that America does, we would require 6 Earths, with the same landmass and same material that we do now, which means that the lifestyle, probably not a single person here, but a lifestyle some 12 to 15, maybe 25, 30 million Americans are living, is not just unsustainable, it is actually a detriment to the rest of the population. Now, a lot of Americans, with the American exceptional mentality, simply disavow that. They cannot actually acknowledge that. They can't acknowledge it for a second. Not just because of lack of patriotism, but because of the cognitive dissonance, which is this American exceptionalism mentality. Now, on top of that, you got talking about the socio-economic splash-off, which is what brought me up here in the first place. The socio-economic splash-off of all the detrimental, crap, like this is, I shouldn't even mention this on YouTube, but I know for a fact that since the mid-'80s that America has been dropping its yellow cake unusables on the bottom of the ocean about 200 kilometers less off the coast of New Zealand. They've been doing it for years. Our former Prime Minister David Lange actually formed a non-nuclear pact with the with a series of Pacific nations to prevent America from doing that, and we actually prevented them from doing it for almost a decade. But the fact of the matter is there's since been Trans-Pacific pacts that are already in place. Now we've got this toxicity being dumped. Now that's just one example of the political, socio-economic policies being made and applied in America that affect adversely us outside the nation. There's Coca-Cola. There's another one. Bam.
Barg's root beer, man. I'm hammered on this stuff, man.
Don't pick on my Coke.
I drink Dr. Pepper.
I drink that too, but don't pick on my Coke. No, we ain't doing that.
Hey, Paul.
Yes.
Do me a favor. Say what you said earlier about when you have sex. I want to take a picture. I want to say when I have sex, I'm not looking forward to getting anybody pregnant. Come on, I want to take a photo. Come on. There we go.
Play nice, children.
No.
No, I'm just. It's just when he said that, it's an older gentleman sitting on a couch. There's an Afghan, spread over the couch and everything. He's hanging out and everything, and just the last thing you expect to hear out of his mouth is somebody with that look, is when I have sex, I'm not looking to get anyone pregnant, Anyway,
I always got a kick. I worked at Publix down there in the southeast, I don't know if anybody here is familiar with Publix.
Yeah.
And the kids always got a kick out of me because, I talk just like them. I don't know if they think it, I'll say it.
Yeah. That line of thinking has gotten me in trouble a few times in my life. I'm trying to curb that habit I have as I get older.
Trouble with who?
Oh, my mouth, things I say at times.
No. With who? Trouble with who?
Oh,
who?
I don't know, ex-mother-in-laws, ex-wives.
Ex? Well, who cares now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but it just so and sometimes you want to say something to somebody, and when you're younger, you're like, yeah, fuck it, and when you get older, sometimes you tend to say, maybe tomorrow. Hi, Big Al.
Thank you for putting me onto PW Swivel, Quiet. I've really enjoyed his channel, what I've seen so far.
Yeah, PW Swivel, yeah, he's a pretty good guy. He's coming out with a video here pretty soon.
Yeah. A couple times I asked him where the hell he was. Didn't realize he had health problems. That's all he had to say is, I got some health problems, and leave it at that.
Yeah. And, yeah, he told me that he's coming out with a good video here pretty soon, so I'm waiting for that anxiously. He was on, let's
We had
see.
a really good conversation, eh?
Yeah. He was, matter of fact, he was online last night when I was having that interview with Packard Polksat. He was in the chat forum over there at Vaughn Live, and he was on for a while. But yeah, he's a pretty interesting guy. He really makes his videos quite well, you know, and I always look forward to his videos when he comes out with them.
Sorry, what's the name?
Is PW Swivel?
Okay.
I am not a monster.
Blank.
Yeah.
No,
He has a picture. He has a picture. His pictures of Frankenstein.
Yeah, I've got his channel up here.
Yeah.
They look like they're well-produced videos.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I taught him everything he knows. And if you ever seen any of my videos, you go, yeah, right.
Patrick,
Yes.
I think that, like I said the other day with Kittle Blossom before she was a family.
Do what?
I saw that one video done the other day with Kittle Blossom and all that.
Oh, yeah.
It's good video, said you.
Yeah, whenever I stick Giggle Blossom into one of my videos, everybody, you know, gets really disgusted by Giggle Blossom. There's people that are like, keep that pig out of there, shit like that. And Mudbrucker, he's got a hankering for some Giggle Blossom, man. And so I'm just trying to help him out, you know, because I'm that kind of guy, you know. Apparently on her Facebook page, for $10, you can get her to make a quick video or something. For like a happy birthday wish or something, so I'm gonna like check into that and maybe, you know, I don't know, find more money in the Secular Lobster Ministries to help make his love connection work, you know.
Giggle Blossoms.
Yeah, and I'm having fun with Mudbrucker because he was, when I first got on YouTube like 4 years ago. Matter of fact, the 23rd of next month is four years for me. But he was one of the first people that ever like commented on my Flying Spaghetti Monster videos or my just nonsensical bullshit. And I used to like watching his videos because he's got a good voice and he's just a laid-back country boy that, you know. But you know, yeah, I like Mudbrucker. He's. But yeah, I had fun making that Giggle Blossom video, man.
You guys have kind of inspired me. I've had a few people. I even had a petition sent to me almost a year ago now. Just some of my rants, you know, and debates, and even in the comments and that, people wanted me to do a channel. I was just thinking, what do you think I should bother even doing that? Because there seems to be an abundance of you know, quality amateur channels at this stage.
Well, you've got something to say. You know, I mean,
No, not him.
oh,
Nothing to say. Nothing.
you're just looking out to get them women pregnant.
Hell with that.
What I'm looking for is I wouldn't mind being the guy to whom the hardballs are filtered off to. You get those hardcore funnies that are all foaming at the mouth, bring them on. Bring them to your boy Truth.
Hey, maybe you should, you know, the latest person out there to throw a challenge out is Mr. Ken Jones. And so if you liked my Giggle Blossom video, check out the Ken Jones video I did tonight. Exclusive coverage brought to you only by Secular Lobster Ministries because we care. It's on the whole Ken Jones challenging Matt Dillahunty.
I'm ignorant. Who is Ken Jones?
One of G-Man's buddies. G-Man's can't do live hangouts now and stuff, so I guess Ken Jones has decided
one of the one of the fellow masters of stupidity then.
Yeah.
What's this? G-Man can't do Hangouts anymore?
No, because he got a strike because he apparently live streamed the Atheist Experience on his channel and was doing live commentary, and the Atheist Experience basically flagged it. You know, he got a strike, and when you have a strike, you can't do live Hangouts. And
oh, what a lost that is.
yeah, so now Mr. Ken Jones, you know, not Ken Jones, it's Mr. Ken Jones, who's about as dumb looking as you can get.
Was it that guy that went with G-Man to New York?
Yeah, he's a big guy, you know, sounds goofy, you know, yeah, pretty much him. But yeah, he's got a video on his channel challenging Matt Dillahunty, and it sounds like a really bad wrestling promo from the 80s. You know, oh, I'm tired of your stuff, and he removes his glasses and tells Matt Dillahunty to look into his eyes. And you can tell that he's serious, and he's got these little tiny eyes that you can't fucking see anyway. You know, or he's stoned. I don't know, but
G-Man is a seriously disturbed man-child.
No, I'm not talking about G-Man. I'm talking about his buddy, Mr. Ken Jones.
I think
Mr. Ken Jones makes G-Man look brilliant. Let's put it that way.
You know, in the Clown Cop posse, so
I think both G-Man and his buddy are gone. I think that their engine's running, but there's no one behind the wheel.
Yeah.
The lights are on and no one's home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How many, okay. In 1 minute, how many can you come up with? You know.
Not the sharpest tool in the shed.
He's the only person I know with a negative learning curve.
He's a couple of pieces of bread short of a loaf.
the sandwich over a picnic.
I tell you what, though, in his defense, G-Man has standard corrected on more things than has, say, Neffy or Matt Schlick. They've both been pulled out on things which are inconsistent within their own dialogue, and they still will not allow themselves to be corrected and say, oh, I don't allow that correction from reprobates, especially when it comes to the contents of Scripture. It's like, well, so what you're saying is you're not prepared to have an honest discussion with someone who doesn't share your views to begin with, so what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
You know what's funny is when they start arguing back and forth about Scripture or what God really meant by this, or I love to watch a creatard fight, you know, because it's debating nonsensical bullshit, you know.
Well, they think that they know more than everybody else out there.
Yeah.
Get out your book of Harry Potter and debate, you know, what they meant.
Let's start a religion called Harry Potterism.
There is. Trust me, if you look up Church of, there's Church of Fonzie, there's Church of Family Guy, there's, like I said, I just joined the Church of Bacon, which, you know, I'm looking forward to learning about their theology more, so I can get into the debate scene.
What do you guys worship, Patrick?
Bacon.
Fucking bacon, man.
Do you worship the bacon gods, or what do you call them, the god pigs?
Well, however you visualize your personal bacon god is what he is to you, man. You know,
it's your avatar.
It's a very diverse religion, man.
What's your evidence for a bacon god?
Pigs. Checkmate. Oh.
Checkmate, Christians. He's already got you on one refutable evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what evidence? What evidence do you have for a pig being a god?
Okay, that's so fucking easy, man. First of all, the pig represents God. Okay, the bacon represents the resurrection of the bacon god.
And just look at how many great tasting food you can get from a pig. No, that's a miracle in itself.
Absolutely. And the Christian God said it was a dirty, animal. You know, I mean, fuck.
Well, of course, you can't put up with competition like that. So
Yeah, pork fat rules, man.
You know, they've often said that the reason against the use of swine and the cloven hoof animals was a hygiene thing. That this is the same people who thought germs were magical and not a property of the world. That it was a hygiene thing. But the truth of the matter is there is a disease that forms when animals are sort of enclosed within their own shit. They get shit caught in their thirst. But in warm climates, like the Middle East, it's less likely than in Western climates, which means this is a concept that was read into it by Westerners because that same concept wouldn't have existed in the culture or in the actual environment in the Middle East. So the bottom line is there must be another reason. And it was the Hitchens who actually put me onto this, and I did some thorough research into this. The reason they depicted the eating of swine as a vile act is because cooked pig smells and tastes a lot like cooked us. And so because it had that connotation, which was a genetic memory, you might almost say, they had a taboo against the cooking of that which smelt like human, because of they wouldn't have put it in a hot bathtub and shaved off the hair. This thing would have been seared with the hair on it, and it would have smelt like people's. And it can, and it does, and it was for this reason that they actually decided to omit it. Now you see in a lot of the earlier Talmudic scriptures, there's this moving towards what we would now call the social diet. Everything's salted, everything's cured, the blood is drained from it, and that's because some hygienic principles, which we would take for granted now, and some ritualistic principles, which actually also turn out to be hygienic in the long run, like draining the blood completely clean from an animal if you've left it for a few days to be preserved or what have you, when they use it for dry storage. Because quite often a lot of the food they ate would have been dry stored. These are folks who spend a lot of time out on the tundra working with their shepherd, their sheep or their goats or whatever livestock they're actually tending to. So a lot of the time the food they ate was portable. And it was dried, a mug of slightly alcoholic water, like something to the equivalent of grog, and dried meat, dried fruits. That was the main diet of the time. And we actually find that in the diggings up of those people, 400 BC to 600 AD. That's the diet didn't change very much in that time. And in saying that, it was a much more diverse diet than anything anyone had in the West at that time.
Oh, you're just rejecting the truth of bacon God, man. Sorry, no. That makes sense,
Well, if you only bring them up in places where they defecate, where they live, what do you want?
Yeah.
That's right.
Because, I mean, I still remember pork chops, a lot of pork stuff, when I was a kid was cooked to the point of almost inedible because we want to make sure all the bad shit gets out of it, and who remembers shoe leather pork chops that their grandmother or mother cooked, I mean.
You know how you make a pig taste good? You got to make sure you've never seen it coming. Because the animal you have that tastes gamey, that tastes a little bit foul, it's got a little bit of blood vein in the meat, especially chicken, that animal suffered, that animal's seen it coming. That's
Frank's Red Hot Sauce makes a pig taste good.
I've been curious, William, what is Classic Games Expo?
Oh, I went to that, when was it? A couple of years ago, and it was an exposition of classic video games. It's the Classic Game Expo. It was in Vegas. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Right now we have a excuse me. Right now we have a Comic-Con here in town that's going on now for the next 3 days. I've been thinking about going to it and checking it out. They have a bunch of things about games, comic books, and a couple of other things. They have a couple of panels I wanted to go check out and stuff like that.
They had a Comic-Con out here last year, and they sold too many tickets to the convention center where they were having it, and they had massive turnaways because the people that were in charge of this Comic-Con here in Providence sold too many tickets, and people couldn't get in because they were hoping people would like flow a little bit, move in and move out. So yeah, they had a big stink about that out here.
Yeah. We had over 100,000 here in Denver.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, the Providence Convention Center isn't the largest you know, and stuff. But they were talking about it on the news. I mean, they were giving away, I mean, selling tickets to Comic-Con on every other fucking commercial on TV was about Comic-Con. They had Star Trek people there. They had a bunch of panels and shit. And, I mean, the Providence was flooded with people. And the next day, they didn't have the proper anything to set the thing up. It was a complete clusterfuck from the organizers, and they ended up losing a lot of money from it. A lot of pissed off people. But I've heard other Comic Cons are really cool. I've seen videos and
yeah. I got to talk to the Hulk.
Lou Ferrigno?
Yeah.
Right on.
That's a moment you'll never forget, huh?
Well, I had a question for him. I had a question. Ever see Pumping Iron, the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's one scene in there where his father's talking his ear off in the kitchen about how they're going to train and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I went up to Lou and I said, "Remember that?" And I asked her, I said, "When you put your hand up to your ear, you were turning off your hearing aid, weren't you?" And
Probably.
he says, "No, I was adjusting the volume." And I said, "Yeah,
Turning
down."
it down. Yeah.
You got a kick out of it.
Yeah.
Big hands. Guy's got big hands.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Incredible Hulk. I've always been one. And when it comes to comic books, I have a lot. I'm a nerd about comic books. You know, I mean, I have a big passion for them, but I really don't talk about them much on my channel. You know, it's something that I don't think people would be interested in. You know, the ones that are subscribed to me. You know, I don't know. I'm not sure if anybody's interested in them.
Yeah, because we like to talk about godless shit, man.
Yeah.
Oh, God is godless.
Yeah.
You god mockers are all alike.
Remind me, Caps, is the Phantom DC or Marvel? I'm stupid in that respect.
The Phantom. I'm not sure if I'm familiar with that character.
The
Who in
Phantom?
the purple suit used to call the spirit of the animals Rowdy Ra?
I have a feeling it's DC, if anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, DC, you know.
Yeah, because I wasn't too familiar with that particular character. I do partake in DC stuff all the time, but not as much as Marvel.
Do any of you guys play DC Universe Online? And if not,
Absolutely not.
Yes, I do.
Do it.
Yes, I do.
Where's the camera? There it is.
I do. Go ahead.
No. I hate this time delay. I try to shut up so I don't interrupt you constantly.
Don't worry about it. I don't worry about it. So, you know.
Yeah.
He likes to be interrupted.
I have a small business where I'm working on now. It's an internet cafe that specializes in massive, mighty online gaming. I'm trying to get the most social phobic creatures in the universe to come together in the same place. I'm trying to create communities of MMO gamers. In DC Universe, I have express permission from formerly Sony Entertainment to use on my premise, and I try to encourage all the people who are cool in the world to play, because there's nothing better than having people you know and know are good people in real life on your dungeon grind, on your team, you know, going on a sortie with you, or even just adventuring and trading in the chat channel. That's a social aspect of the gaming that I think a lot of people outside it don't see. We assume it's all, you know, 19 to 24-year-old sweaty neckbeards living in their nana's basement. And granted, there's a ton of them. There is a ton of them, but 46% of gamers are female, and less than half of them are Caucasians. Most of them are non-Caucasians. And it's the same thing with the male demographic. But 65% are males, and less than half of them are Caucasian. So it's not the same fat, sweaty, neckbag, privileged, cisgender chap that we assumed it is. It's fucking everyone. Transgender.
Well, you talk a lot of stereotypes, man.
People with permanent disabilities love MMO gaming, and like it's the one thing that really equalizes us all. We are our character strengths in the game. You understand? And I think it's the ultimate equalizer, and I love it. And that's why I advocate it the way I do, like cannabis reform and other shit I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
Well, the only problem with MMOs is that they're a huge time sink that I can't really abide by. I can't.
Agreed.
I can't get into something like that where it's you've got to grind and invest so much time into your character.
Grind.
Played
that
a lot
sounds
of them before, but I can't do it these days.
Yeah.
I
Get
make
me-
time, and that's a bad thing.
Get retired like I am. You got it made.
Right.
I don't do much PC gaming, no, I do mostly console.
Pardon?
I normally do the play console, not PC games.
You poor thing. I feel for you, brother.
I know, it's just...
The problem
feel
is
for you.
that to become a PC gamer is actually an investment. It's like, car or gaming PC?
yeah.
Sad but true.
I do consoles me and play it now and again. Okay, for the GTA side, stuff like that.
Speaking of gaming, I got an excellent link I'm going to get for you guys real quick so you can check it out. I'm going to put it in the side chat real quick. Hold on a second. Let's see here. It's really awesome. This place is developing a new type of technology that I think is rather interesting. I think you guys should check it out. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Hey, Truth, you got your maid working for you today or something?
Sorry?
Is that your maid?
That's my flatmate. Say hi, Steph.
Yeah, I seen her elbow out of the corner a couple times, and I was like, "What is somebody doing? Calisthenics or something?" You know? Or I'd see her elbow kind of come in and out a little bit, you know, out of the picture, and I thought, "Wow, somebody's doing calisthenics." And then I saw him walking behind you. I thought, "Oh, it must be the maid."
You're on the internet, Haley.
It's a nice keyboard.
That's Haley Spacies. This is basically me promoting and propagating my wares like some nasty candy man. Trying to get the kids addicted on the MMO game so I can get them spending their coins at my shop, as you do. Now, I actually find I learn more about the games, who's playing them, how interesting they are to them, simply by watching the kids play them and just general feedback. So, is he enjoying this? Is this as good as big label name such and such? For example, this game here is by Tron Games. It's called Trove, and it is my equivalent to Minecraft. The kids fucking love Minecraft, but I don't have software licensing permission to host it on my site. And if I did, I could expect to be closed overnight. They will sue me into oblivion. However, I have an express permission contract with Tryon Games to use this game. It's prettier and it's slightly newer. And if people can get over the fact that it's not the same game, but it's the same essential, same concept, they get all the same playability concepts, I've got myself a market. Now, this has been, oh, there goes my camera.
Oops, someone's got feet. Someone's not wearing shoes.
Hey, Truth.
This has been my issue for a while now, and I'm just trying. I really would like to see this go national because, I mean, like I keep saying, the gaming aspect, and I'm actually new to the massive online gaming. I was very resistant to it for a long time. I prefer my Fallout 3s and my New Vegases and my Skyrims. Thank you very much. But and Dragon Age and all that sort of jazz, Mass Effect, fucking love all that stuff. But the thing that got me into the MMO gaming aspect was the thing I hated about it the most was the social element. The thing I hate about Elder Scrolls Online is I quite often have to share my instance with other players. I don't want other people playing that. I don't play the game for that, which is why I don't like PvP in any form. However, PvP, player versus player, for those who don't know, is what brings people in the droves, in the tens of thousands. Like Neverwinter Nights Online right now has actively about 15 to 25,000 people playing just in the Southeast Pacific. That's not including North America and Central Asia. And they're spending, it's a free-to-play game, but they're spending on average $15 per play. Within a year, each individual spent $300-400. That's almost 4 times what the initial primary cost of a pay-to-play game would be. Incremental purchases online, and I will admit, William, that could also be a bit of a messy one, because people start, you know, it's their crack. They get their little 20 baggie online, their little online in-game currency credit thing. Like a lot of Bejeweled characters, a lot of tablet folk seem to fall into that because it's so easy to update your credit. Your credit card's already on the Google Play Store. You know what I mean?
Hey, Truth. I put a link in the side chat for you to check out when you get a chance. For anybody that's interested in that type of thing, they're opening something as far as virtual reality is concerned, I think. and they're opening it up somewhere here in the States, I believe.
Hmm.
And it's called, let's see, hold on, let me get the name for you. It is
Void.
called The Void.
The Void.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I was gonna joke and say, "Oh, what are they doing? They're building a holodeck," but it almost looks like they are.
Yeah.
This is based on the Google Cardboard project. Google
It's kind of-
Cardboard VR. I've been working with this. Sorry.
Yeah, it's kind of like I would say the holodeck, if you will, where
Yeah.
you put a helmet on and
You put it on a vest.
yeah.
It's pretty neat. And they build this big room with walls that they what do you call it? Augment.
Yeah.
It's like augmented reality.
Laser tag.
Yeah. It's like a fancy laser tag with CGI that you see through a tracking headset.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's supposed to be pretty interesting. I'm not, I would like to go check it out if I ever had the chance to.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, chaps, a nice, easy way to get yourself a virtual reality kit. And this is you can take this to the bank because this is open source as. Get yourself a smartphone, not an iPhone. Do yourself a favor, something Android. Preferably a phone, maybe a tablet, a smaller one. You go on to Deal Extreme or you go onto eBay and you buy a Google Cardboard VR. They cost about $9 to $20 depending on how flash you want it. You put your VR headset, you put your tablet in the VR headset, and that creates a virtual reality. In fact, you know what? One moment, chaps.
Hi.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, I have a short visitor. He's old,
Midget?
10 months old now.
Oh.
One of the children Ren was talking about in the early days.
Have anyone seen the new Steam consoles or the computers? I'm not sure.
Somebody's mic's messing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, read the new Steam the consoles or computers.
Steam machines? I'm not.
What's going on?
I'm not up for the Steam machines. It doesn't look like something that I'd want to take a look at too hard.
Yeah.
What's going on,
It's just a
Positively
Linux
Goddess?
console.
What's going on? How is everybody tonight?
We're breathing. How's that sound?
Fine.
That's good. I don't know if I met any of you people. You guys are all new to me.
Hmm.
Do what?
No, you're new.
I'm new.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever met you before either.
Gosh, maybe I'm so amateur.
Introduce
My channel's
yourself.
over there.
Okay,
Introduce yourself.
my name is Scott. I run a talk show called Positively Godless. You can see us on youtube.com/positivelygodless or facebook.com/positivelygodless. We do a weekly talk show now.
Cool.
Right on.
Sounds like fun to me. I do
And
3
I have
videos a
been-
week.
And I have been blocked by G-Man, so
Hey.
That's
I
the
got my
seal of approval
diploma.
right there.
that's your diploma right there. When you get blocked by G-Man, you've graduated.
I don't know. Mine came from Scientifically, so Oh, and Fernie Boy 100, Malcolm Bowden, a few of the others.
You have basically earned your credentials when you're blocked by G-Man.
Yes, I think I have because yeah, he's been on our show and he'll never be on our show again.
What's your
What a
opinion?
loss.
Hey, Positively, what's your opinion of his buddy, Mr. Ken Jones?
I don't know much about Ken Jones at all.
Well, he makes G-Man look brilliant.
No, really?
Yeah,
That's
he's that
scary.
dumb. Yeah, he just challenged Matt Dillahunty. He's got a video out that
Yeah. I do know Ken Jones. He's supposed to call tomorrow. I'm actually excited to see that. We do have Rand Campbell coming up in 2 weeks, and we have.
Is he back?
Yeah, he will be announcing his return on our show. Then we have Matt Slick coming up later next month.
Oh, Matt
I
Slick.
want to be in on that.
You're in for a treat with Matt Slick, buddy.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
I know. I've done
No
that
need,
one.
no need to swear like that. That's not very nice.
Do you drink a lot?
Do I?
Yeah.
A lot of Diet Coke.
I mean, how do you? I mean, okay, do you like beat your head against walls or something then, or how do you get that shit out of your head once you've had an entire show with them?
The court said I should stop beating my wife.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. No.
Well, you and Truth have something in common. He's a computer user, so you know, maybe.
We're gonna have some fun with those guests. We are not a debate show. Our show is basically let's get to know these people as people and let them expose themselves for who they are, rather than us exposing themselves for who they are.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, actually, that sounds like a really good approach.
Yeah.
It's not one that I can take, but it's one that would be one that actually would work. I like to take the claims apart. I like to take their claims, put them under a microscope, and shred them.
Yeah, and we've boasted that we are not scientists, we are not experts. We are actually more hated by non-believers versus believers, believe it or not, because we don't challenge them enough, and that's fine. If you want to challenge, then go to their shows. We're just going to talk to them as people.
Yeah.
Positively.
And then let them hang themselves.
I take their content and edit it a lot, and include certain things to I don't know.
Make it look bad.
Yeah.
Well, positively, I just subscribe to your channel.
I will accept your invitation, I guess. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So watch our shows. Go ahead and belittle us and make fun of us if you want, but we have fun.
Okay, you suck.
Thank you. That's the best compliment we've ever gotten.
You know what? I'd actually be half inclined I'd be half inclined just to come hang out, just to hang out with some of these people and watch them hang themselves.
Yeah, the problem is that we don't do live hangouts. Actually, we do a pre-recorded show. So we record on Tuesdays or Thursdays, and then we air on Sundays.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, come find me. I will be more than happy to join in on that. That'd be fun.
Sure. Yeah. Just leave a comment. Just send me a link or send me your invite, and I'll be more than happy to accept it.
Positively atheist?
No, positively godless.
Oh, positively godless. Okay.
All right.
And just for identification purposes, my name is Scott, by the way.
Hi, Scott.
Hello.
Scott, have you discovered that a lot of this resentment you're getting from within the secular community comes from the far left? Or is that an assumption?
I think that's more of an assumption. I think that the people that watch our show are disappointed that we don't challenge enough. But like I said, we want to get to know them as just people like you and I. And I think that's what the misconception is. Because at the end of the day, people are people. We all believe different things. We may not like the same bands. We may not like the same God.
I know, but the thing is like things like musical taste. Like I like classical music and I like black metal from Norway, but I don't like most of the things on the radio. I probably differ with the majority of the world's population in that respect. But these are subjective taste-based things. Things like whether the biblical Bible Christian God is objectively or subjectively true, empirically, demonstrably true or not, are actually answers that we can verify because the contents of Scripture makes the nature and the character of that God a self-refuting one. So therefore, to justify their position, well, you have my opinion and I have, we have vice versa opinions, doesn't actually criteria because this is a case where one class is definitely wrong, and to raise them to the level as a cognitive argument, as in the negative, is actually giving them more credit than they're due, I think. And
can you be absolutely sure?
No, I can't. No, I can't, and that's the beautiful thing. I'm not the one claiming certainty. But when they claim certainty, when they say, well, this is a what's the word? fucking metaphysical claim. It doesn't have physical tangibility. Well, it does have scientific real-world tangibility when it dabbles in the world of physics. When we make claims about supernatural imposing on the natural environment, we need to call them on it. And like, I respect your position, and I think we need more folks like you, quite frankly, to counteract people like me who will go after them for their bullshit.
Well, it seems to me that the way Scott's going about it is probably a better way of maybe getting to the root of what causes these kinds of people to have these kinds of beliefs.
Yeah, again, I've said it once. I'll say it over and over again. In any type of conversation I've had, we are not experts. We're just three idiots, and we make no bones about it. We just don't believe. It doesn't make us right. It doesn't make us wrong. We just don't believe, and we dissect things the way that we can dissect things. It doesn't matter if neutrons and protons and good matter, this matter, or mass or anything like that. We don't know that stuff. Hell, I do accounting for a living.
So with all that excitement in your life, why do you do a podcast?
Because I think the majority of the people who don't believe are the same as us.
Yeah.
And
in a lot of ways, yeah.
And we can have conversations like we are having right now, like, we're sitting at a restaurant or we're sitting at a bar or sitting at a friend's house, just kind of talking about things that, really? When we look at the Bible, when we not study the Bible, but we just talk about articles that we see, or we just look at things, and excuse me if there's any believers in the room, of common sense. Like, man, that doesn't make any sense at all. Or the hypocrisy that happens is crap. That's kind of where I'm at.
I'm positively, my friend Scott, I got to say, I'm a little bit concerned for you, because that's the kind of, I dare say, naivete that will get you destroyed by a presuppositionalist gash gallop by the courtesy of one like Max
Nephilim free.
Because that's the kind of crap that he will pull.
Good. I hope he does. Because if when Matt Slick comes on our show, I will definitely point out and say, you're not allowed to use your big words with us, because one, we don't know what they mean, and two, that is just you cheating at the game of chess. You're not going to make us look stupid. You're not going to bully us. We're just going to we want to have a conversation.
Well, that's not my intent. That's not my intent. Let me explain that right now. All I'm trying to do is tell you the truth.
Okay, what's the truth?
Bacon Jesus is real.
Okay, then prove it not with words, and prove it with proof.
Pigs.
You can grab any word in the dictionary. That's not going to convince me at all. Although you, my friend, do look a lot like Jesus. So
thank you very much. I get that a lot, and I've been ridiculed by a couple ladies not too far from where I live that have accused me of trying to imitate Jesus, and it's like I told them, I said earlier, and if you look like this, I am going for the Shroud of Turin look,
I'm very close to being saved.
When I first looked into the channel, I thought, holy shit, it's Alan Moore.
Right.
But, it wasn't Alan Moore.
Yeah, I'm not even on my set right now. I'm actually in my guest house, so I'm just like, I might as well come on here and...
Oh, he has a guest house. Some people are making a lot of money.
That means he's got money.
Yeah.
Are
you looking to adopt?
No.
I can live in your guest house. I don't take much space up, and I'll even clean your pool. Yeah, I'll be your Kato Kalen. I'll clean your pool. I'll take you to McDonald's.
He'll perjure himself on the stand if you're accused of murder.
Sure. Absolutely.
Cool. I may be taking.
I have no scruples.
Maybe taking applications. Who knows? But now, is there a believer in the room?
No.
Okay, I thought there was one guy that was.
No, I think we would have heard of one by now.
Isla was in for a while, but she doesn't. He or she or whatever doesn't have a mic that works or something. But yeah, she defends Nephi. She defends G-Man.
God, really?
He or she, I'm not sure because I've never heard the voice, but I'm assuming female, but I don't know because I'm not into anime. So
why are we defending G-Man? Let's start there.
Why are we defending him?
Defending G-Man.
There's no defending G-Man.
Sacrilege.
I've made too many G-Man videos.
I refuse to do G-Man videos because I don't want to get. I hear he's really good with a false flag flag complaint.
Yeah, and that's fine. You know, if he, you know, because the Rand Campbell bunch, the Triple R gang, they flagged one of my videos earlier this year, a couple months ago. Yeah, you know, I don't care. You know, I mean, I do care, but I have these videos on my hard drive, and they can reappear. You know, so.
So what do you want me to ask Rand Campbell, because he's going to be on in 2 weeks?
Ask him about his adventures in Africa.
Okay.
Ask him why his father had to kill his mother in front of them in order to prepare him for Christ's coming.
No, his mom killed his dad.
Yeah. Sorry, I stand corrected. Yes.
The Violent Years of Maggie McDonald's is the book name. I think that his story is actually correct. I think that he's actually being pretty honest, because I looked at some excerpts of that book, and he's probably right on. And that's why
a disturbed individual, eh?
Yep, and I think that what he went through in childhood makes him that, and sadly, that's the case.
I honestly wish positively that a chap like him found therapy in an earlier stage in his life.
Yeah,
I really do.
If you've seen his YouTube videos, I don't think he has.
Yeah, that's true. I've got a lot of them on my hard drive too, but I also have a strike on my account, so I have to be careful. Yeah. But no, you know, and you know, it's sad what happened to him as a child. I get that. I had not a childhood not like his. I mean, my mother or father didn't kill each other and stuff like that, but very abusive mentally, physically, emotionally. Things that I still have issues with in life today, and that's why I love my therapist so much. But it didn't turn me into some sort of monstrative prick about everybody that doesn't agree with him. You know, bully, that whole personality. You know, whether it's a persona that he puts on, and one day he's going to say, "Ah, I fooled you," you know. Or if that's really him, you know. A lot of people have gone through tragedies early in life and haven't turned into giant dickheads, you know. So.
Yeah, we're gonna dig into that with him a little bit. I don't want to go too much. I kind of want to go with him with regard to his hatred towards people who don't believe the same thing that he does, and his insults and calling people, as he says, dum-dums.
And reprobate.
Reprobate. Yeah.
I am a reprobate.
Yeah.
Proud reprobate. Yeah, and but ask him about it. Ask him about his training in Africa.
I will. That will be on the docket, definitely. So.
Yeah, that'll be you'll get a kick out of that.
I'm trying to think when he airs. I think he's coming on. He'll air on the 28th of this month. Is when he airs.
So Scott, would it be?
And then the little bit about and then maybe a little bit about the boxing career he was planning on starting.
His martial arts skills.
But apparently he's writing a book. He's in the process of writing a book, so I want to ask him about that too.
I've written several books. It doesn't mean anything.
I hope that he does an audiobook. Is what I'm hoping it's what it is.
I hope he does something that's editable. Yeah.
Scott, would a fair summary of your guys' podcast be that you try to humanize the character of these individuals before we start?
Yeah, when we have guests on, we want to make sure that we view them as humans as possible, because we're all crazy in some sort of way. But yep, we got that too. Yep, let's make sure they're okay. Sure, they're okay. No, we've all had a past, and we've all got through our past what in a sane way or in an insane way, but what we try to project is, let's get to know these people as people, because they have been made a mockery by so many people. We don't want to make them a mockery.
But may I just interject? Did they bring it upon themselves?
Sure, absolutely, they brought them on themselves.
Wouldn't that be the correct response? And to actually undermine that mockery would then undermine why mockery was imposed in the first place. In other words, okay, you've broken the glass, I smacked you, but now I reprimand myself of you breaking the glass and me smacking you for it. No, that's not doubling down on the discipline. That's not allowing the individual to learn from a mistake. That's confirming their confirmation bias that they were right and you were just being a meanie. Because remember, a lot of these people are emotionally stunted. That's why they're on the team they are.
Sure, but I think that when they go on their own channels and they do what they do, they act the way that they're in their own little character, because I think a lot of these people are their own character. What we want to do is try to help their character, or let it be known that this is not a character, and just talk to them as people.
There's been people that have talked to, like, Rand Campbell one-on-one on YouTube.
Sure.
And he will be nice. He'll be jovial. You know, he did one with Captain Osmo, right? It was actually pretty good. And when that was over, he went into his other mode, which was go jump with the Triple R gang and start cracking on what he just did. You know, he's one way in your video, in your hangout or your interview. And then as soon as that's over, he jumps back into his Triple R gang, if they're even still the Triple R gang anymore, and ridicule what they've just done to you. You know.
Yeah. And we're already on that. We've already put something together for G-Man, because he's not allowed to use our photos without our permission. We are pretty strict on what they can and cannot say. If he wants to go ahead and make a fool of himself, that's on him. It's just going to make ourselves better.
Yeah.
I appreciate what you're trying to do, mate. I appreciate what you're trying to do.
No, thank you very much. And I got to go to bed, man, because it's 12:21 here. I am tired.
So, it's nice meeting you, man.
No, nice meeting you. Yo, go ahead.
Absolutely. You have a nice day. You have a nice evening. Nice rest.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye.
See ya.
We'll see you later.
Yeah, the whole concept of humanizing some of the people. Oh my God, he heard me talking about them. No, it's been done, you know, and people have tried to have discussions with some of these people.
They hang themselves, don't they? They hang themselves.
Well, I was going to say
that they need. You allow them to demonstrate their true humanity, and what you end up getting is this thing that has a Bronze Age-based mythology for their morality. And when that's played out, you get answers like, well, yeah, sure, if God appeared before me as he did Abraham and gave me the same test, well, I'd slit my son's throat because I've got no choice in the matter. Whereas we see that as a dangerous cognitive dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance, nothing. That's just dangerous, period.
Well, it's a dissonance with reality, and the cognition there is lacking.
What I was going to say is the only thing I'd be worried about taking an approach like that, like Scott was doing on his channel, is that all you're doing is giving them a platform to proselytize, and if you're not going to call them on it, then it's just it's a chance for them to preach.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every time.
When it comes to slimy stick, Mr. Schnick, you don't want to give that man a platform. Quite frankly, he doesn't need it. He's actually, I actually one of the few people I would say that he's not just a good apologist. He's a bad human being.
Mm.
He's a bad human being. He is a malformed morality human being, and I would say that to his face.
Well, guys, I think I'm gonna shut it down a little bit early tonight. I gotta go take a shower and get ready to go pick up the wife.
All right, that's cool.
Well, I'm going to say have fun and dark yourself, man.
So I thank you guys for coming on to the show, and I'll do one again in a couple of days if you guys want to come by again.
Hey, take it easy, Quiet.
Well, I'll have that video up here in about an hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
That'll work.
See you later,
That'll
guys.
work. Yeah, we'll
Have a
talk
nice
to you later.
evening.
You guys be safe out there.
See you later.
All right.
Bye bye.
Good night.